Live
What's
yet?
so funny,
Well,
Kyle?
yes, we are live now.
Okay.
I take
Hey,
it.
Just like that.
everyone.
Just like that.
Yeah. Sorry again for the delay. We had a little bit of a slow start, but we're here and we're good to go. So, before we kick off with the exciting and fun stuff of Dungeons and Dragons, let us go a bit about what we are and the channel that we occupy. So, this is Ages Past, where I will be DMing along with Connor, Kayla, Cody, Kyle, and Scott, joining me in tonight's festivities. We start all the festivities at 6:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, as long as we can do it. But there are other other shows on this channel that you can also enjoy, again, at 6:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Mondays, we have Whispers of the Eye. Tuesdays, Horsemen of the Apocalypse. And Wednesdays, Rise of Unity. All very fun and exciting to watch. And if you check them out, you are going to be accumulating, along with this show, total tabletop points. These can be used to cheer us on along the way, to let us know if you like certain plays by the players, encounters by the DMs, or overall reactions and interactions. Of course, those of you who accumulate these over the end of the next quarter will be put in the top, I think it's 20 or 40. Gosh, I can't remember.
60, I think,
Oh,
actually.
and 60. Well, the top 60 get a special little badge next to their name to let them know, and for us to also know how much we appreciate your support and continued efforts in watching. If you also want to maybe perhaps influence the games, you can donate bits, 300 in fact, in order to purchase a player inspiration. Now these are tiny little tokens that currently none of them have at the top of their screen that will give them the chance to reroll attack throws, ability throws, or saving throws in order to survive the encounters up ahead. So if you feel like they need it or you'd like to support them, feel free to go ahead and push it away along with the name of who you'd like it to go to so I can be sure to give it to the right person. If you'd like to check out some more information with us, join the community, or all around participate with any other things that we have going on, check out in the middle of the Twitch all the different links, including the Discord, that allow us to keep in touch and to maybe perhaps develop something new and fun. Let's see. Also, of course, you can check out more of the information, including commands, as well as merchandise. So be sure to browse at your leisure. Lots in store and lots of fun. Other than that, I think that covers all the essentials.
Sounds good.
Yeah, I think we're ready to go to a recap. So then, TPK.
Yes.
When you began last week, your party was split. 3 groups were formed. One that had teleported back to Great Falls Keep successfully with Smokey and quite a majority of the denizens of the Silver Spring Oasis that he rescued. However, left behind was Rook, a few of the other Ganassi that lingered at the end of the last teleportation, and Varkesh. However, when they had returned to the keep, Varkesh had been abducted and was teleported away by his ancient blue dragon father, along with a wizard of some power. You were able to eventually try and figure out the best course of action. With the help of your allies at the keep, Bahira was able to offer her assistance to allow you to teleport back in hopes to retrieving Rook and or Varkesh along with the remaining citizens. Sadly, upon your return, Rook was able to retrieve Smokey's shield, his magic item. Unfortunately, he saw Varkesh disappear and had no clue as to his whereabouts. Finishing up with another circle in order to try and get the remaining people back to safety at the Great Falls Keep, we had seen that Varkesh had not only been abducted, but had been brought to an encampment where his father had begun to conquer the outlying borders of the Jinsen Desert, as his army had assembled and Varkesh had been placed down at his feet in order for him to submit and to fall in line to the promise he swore when they were exchanging the prisoners of Jin Drit long ago. Varkesh decided to be a little bit hot-headed and decided to try and one-on-one his old man. Unfortunately, he did not play fair this time and had a little trick up his sleeve, causing you not only to be paralyzed, but then to sever both your legs completely. As you toppled onto the grass, blood loss nearly making you pass out, you quickly decided in that moment to throw a bluff, sending up your new plasma ball breath weapon of your heritage and holy powers combined, and threw it off to the side to distract and disrupt the caster from being able to perhaps thwart your next cast as you slammed your hand on the ground and caused an earthquake to erupt from the center of this camp. The entire army fell to their knees and grabbed for dear life as a fissure spread wide and deep beneath you. 90 feet, you fell, and you thought perhaps giving you the best chance to escape. As you impacted with a hard, heavy hit, limbs lost, you recalled and returned to Greyfall's Keep, to the new temple that had been constructed by you and those around you, where you uncovered a den of kobolds that had been secretly living in this location long ago and had begun to hear and idolize the best blue. Fortunately, with their aid allowing you to be bandaged up, and with the party eventually finding out that your whereabouts were here again, you were able to reunite, reassuring them that you would have the means to be able to return yourself to normal within a day's rest and some blessings from your devoted first dragon. So, for the most part, everything seemed fine. You all were able to gather, collect yourselves, and now come to a conclusion that now is the time to try and organize your mismatch of refugees, traders, frontiermen, and a few mismatched of races and the like.
Criminal syndicates.
We like to be a little nice to them.
There's a couple of them out there.
But at the moment, with you all here, the day's rest had finished, the night's rest had finished. You woke up to the next day, ready to begin perhaps the planning for yourselves and those you are now taking on the responsibility to govern. So, the Promise Keepers, please tell me, what do you do?
I
Real
grow
quick.
my legs.
One thing that I did want to do during the rest, we don't have to RP it because it's not important, but I am going to cast Stream again and talk to Anne-Marie and let her know that Eldrin is coming to get her tomorrow, and I'll just have Eldrin appear so she knows.
Okay, yeah, to give her a little bit of reassurance.
Yeah. Just so she knows.
Sure. She adopted would have been, no choice in the matter, but yeah, that's fine. So sure.
Yeah, well, I just wanted her to know that he's friendly. She's gonna, he's friendly, and she'll see me, her fairy godmother, later. Because that's what I told her I was.
That will not backfire, I'm sure. So
yeah, no, this is
yes.
a terrible idea, but
as you do the familiar incantation, it allows you to convey this, and it is received. She is a bit excited and intrigued at the option of now perhaps maybe becoming part of a family. She doesn't know, but she's excited and eager to see what will happen.
Evil.
Wait, are you getting Dory from there too?
Okay,
that's what I thought.
yeah, that's his repayment. He's getting Dory and
girl.
oh, let's keep going.
Okay. So the day is yours. What do you all do?
Well, I would like to grow my legs.
Would you? Are you sure?
I was
I would,
contemplating it. I was like, do I really need them?
Sure.
Victor,
Why don't you just build yourself like a badass tank
Mech
treads
suit.
for legs? I'm just saying you could do
Go,
it.
go
Dr.
full metal forgist.
It's easy enough. At the start of the day, you can absolutely gather your energies and the wisdom of your patron, allowing you to once more focus your energies onto your legs as they grow within 2 minutes.
Yeah, but
Victor,
When
are you
I,
having a stroke?
no, when Victor wakes up, that's the first thing that I was going to do was go see how Varkesh was doing.
Just both of you roll a percentile die to see who wakes up first.
Okay.
I'm an early riser.
Quick question for Smokey while you guys.
Victor.
Smokey, what was the other
also
book
12,
that you
12.
gave me? 'Cause
Ooh,
you gave
close.
me 2 books, right? Pride and Prejudice and one other.
It would have been something along the lines of Ellen Enchanted.
Yes.
Which gives me, is it the same proficiency
same thing.
boosters?
Yeah,
Okay.
everyone got 2 books, and they went towards generally one thing.
Okay, so I finished reading both books. Right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, you got yours. Yes. You were ahead of
Okay.
the curve because everyone else is.
What was the
Then-
second book that I got?
Then I'll go
you-
read Victor's medicine book.
You got medicine, and you also got a sort of book, very large book with beautifully painted pictures of national.
That's right. That's right. It wasn't like a book to read. It was like landscapes and stuff.
Yes.
Yeah.
My man. Okay. Continue the role play.
All right. So Victor, you would have just woken up a little bit past Varkesh. Varkesh, you are about maybe 1 minute into your legs growing back. They're about halfway done before you hear a knock.
It's just like half my legs have grown back. I'm like,
Okay,
Fuck.
so are you awake? Are you all right? Hello?
well, I just
Have you
said
been
I'm
skipping leg
fucked.
day again?
I'm working on it, Rook. I'm really working.
Easiest leg day ever. Just grow them however you want them to look.
Right?
Or do they come back like Deadpool where they're just little at
My
first?
little baby legs.
That would be fantastic.
Well, it does say regeneration and they grow back, so I'm assuming so.
There is a level of, it probably is a smaller rendition that just gets bigger over time. I mean, you could probably walk after a minute's worth because there's only 1 minute
Yeah.
left.
I imagine he's kind of like a T-Rex, only except for little itty bitty arms, little itty bitty legs.
Itty bitty
A
legs.
little bit, yeah. Now, of course, during this 1 hour, you can, at any time, cut off body parts, reattach them.
Oh yeah, I'm just gonna like fucking sit there and go, oh yay! Whack!
just-
Off goes my head.
Just without your head.
Or are you all right? Do you want me to come back, or what's going on?
I mean, I'm fine. My legs are growing back. I will be able to walk in probably
Oh,
about a minute or
good.
so.
I will just
Ah!
open the door. Is this door is it open?
Did you lock it, Varkesh?
I don't think I did. I don't
Okay, then
remember
now, yeah, you
seeing
barge
it.
in. You would see his legs are still just... They're growing at about maybe half an inch every 10 seconds or so.
Oh wow.
Can
What
you
are
not
you
stand?
doing?
That's kind of weird.
That's really weird, man. What,
All right, Shaggy, chill.
like kind of like
Zoinks!
understanding this might be like a personal moment. Be like, oh wait, sorry, didn't see that. Do you want me to come back or?
Yeah, I'd like a moment.
Okay. I'll just turn around.
Okay.
Okay. It takes
I mean,
about
do you want me
maybe...
to like leave? Do you want me to like leave and come back, or like?
I mean, you're already here, so
I feel
Fucking-
like I just learned something new about you today. I don't know if I really want to. You know what? I'll just come back.
what did you learn?
I saw a lot more than what I was. I don't really. Okay, bye. I'm just gonna run out.
Okay.
They're my fucking legs.
But they were like little T-Rexy legs. It's freaking me out. I gotta go.
Well, about half the size of what they originally were, but it's
I'll just-
fucking whatever.
It's weird. Just really weird.
Laying there in my bed, just going, what just happened?
They finish growing, though, at that point, after the conversation. It takes very little time.
I stand up, realize that these new legs haven't been broken in yet, and I go, ah!
Break them and then regrow
I
them
mean,
again.
at the moment,
Like
they
toothpicks.
feel great. These legs have had no scar, no broken bone. It's brand new, fresh from the shop.
Look at these.
It feels good.
scales.
It feels like you could do a lot of bouncing, springing, jumping.
Tendons
So
are great.
after I walk in on Varkesh half naked with new legs, I'll go find Belinda's room because she doesn't sleep.
See if she's regrowing any body parts.
Before I walk in, are you decent? Are you regrowing any limbs or anything? Or
I didn't lose any limbs.
oh, good. I will just open the door.
Okay.
Well, it's locked, but I'll go unlock the door and let you.
The real friends here. All right. Well, okay. You'll hear the door jingle.
So Valindra has been cleaning and rearranging her room and trying to decorate it a little bit. It looks a little bit different.
Oh, what does it look like?
Oh goodness, I don't know. AJ, what are some things I could have found in the keep in the dead of night? Could I have found like old curtains and stuff that I could put in my room that I could just take from other places and hang them up?
Time out. To help Kayla with her description, didn't Victor, like a little while ago, didn't I like order some crazy shit from somewhere to get it delivered here for like everyone's rooms? Wasn't that like a thing? I could have sworn I did that.
Each room actually had already been they got several pieces of furniture and clothing and not clothing, sorry, furniture and tapestry and rug. Every room has been brought up to what you would call current standards. No longer broken linens or ruined bedding. It's all fresh and new.
Yeah, I'm assuming though Valindra's room was mostly dark colors. Could she have gone around and gathered like a hodgepodge of all the bright colors that she could find and kind of like braided them together and made like its own little curtains for the window and like try to like make a little canopy for the bed out of pretty colors and like tie bows around it and stuff like that?
Make a wisdom check for me. See how well you are at
Boy.
innovation, finding unique things, and coming up with on the spot.
What, are you tired of being edgy?
No, I got a little
Really?
girl going. I gotta make it look like a princess room.
Oh
Well
yes.
then,
All right.
Nice.
Not only were you able to successfully find multiple pieces of fabric and leftover either curtains or drapes or sheets for beds, you're able to not only be effective in remodeling, but you've done it in such a way that even Reginald would be quite impressed. You were able to really bring out the style and beautiful decorations that you started to apply to your chambers.
Okay, yeah. So basically, it looks like a butterfly threw up in this room, is what I'm going for.
Okay.
Because
That's what girls
I'm
like.
just going based off
that's what
whatever Anne Marie did with the dream after I gave her control of it.
Oh yeah, you definitely take what you have at hand to make a very good recreation of it, and certainly for children, for the most part, even some of the most basic and simple artistic versions of things are still wondrous to them, especially for someone who's probably an orphan. You think this would be
Yes.
quite a nice surprise.
Okay. Yep. So I'll open the door, and that's what Victor sees. Just color out the butt.
Whoa. Not what I was expecting.
You weren't
Hey.
expecting me? Are you looking for like Rook or
No,
do you have the,
no,
do you have the
no.
wrong room again?
Right room, right person.
makes you drunk.
I like what you've done with the place. Looks very colorful. Very
Uh-huh.
colorful. Like shield my eyes a little bit. Very colorful. Yep.
Yeah. It's gross. Yeah. What did you need?
Oh, well, I wanted to go see how Vorkesh was doing. You know, he has no legs. You know, just trying to see how he's doing. Apparently, he has new little baby legs.
Oh, that's awkward.
So yeah, it was when I walked in on it. It was super awkward. So I said I'd come back. But
Really
you're
start knocking.
you're second on my list today of people I wanted to see for 5 seconds. Here, and I will pull out my little herbalism book. I'm done reading this. I thought I know
I was
you.
gonna ask you for this actually. So this is good. This works out nice.
Oh, great!
Cool. Thank you.
Like we were thinking like this.
Ooh. I don't know about that.
No, okay, well, I mean, if you don't want to read it, that's fine. I mean,
No. It's very nice.
oh, it's a joke. Oh, okay.
Yeah. I don't make them a lot. I know it's kind of alarming when it happens.
I
so.
didn't know that I will be on the lookout for your jokes. From
Oh, please don't. They are few and far between and usually terrible. So
This
don't
one
expect much
is
from
Oh,
me.
no, I get it now. No, I get it now. It was like the sarcasm jokes.
Hmm.
Got
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. I find that's what I'm comfortable with.
No, you're doing great. That was a good one.
Yeah.
That was a sarcasm joke. Okay. Well, here,
Oh.
enjoy the book.
Okay, thank you.
I would like it back though when you're done. I mean, Smokey gave it to me as a gift, so I really like
Nope,
it.
absolutely not. It's mine now. You gave it to me as a gift, so. That was another joke, Victor.
That was a
Of
joke.
course, I'm going to
Yeah.
give it back.
Oh, got it. Okay.
Of course,
See,
I'm going to give it back.
I feel like I caught that one. It almost got over my head there, and my head is
Well,
very
you're very short,
low
so.
to the ground. Aerodynamic. Okay. Anyway, I just want it back when you're done. Okay. Bye. I'll just walk away.
Okay. Well, I'm leaving my room to go to breakfast, so.
So it's gonna be one of those awkward walks
Yeah.
where we'll walk. Anyway,
Actually, I'm gonna go sit in my room for a minute. You keep going on your business, and then I'll go downstairs. Okay, and I'll close my door, and I'll wait for like 30 seconds, and then I'll go to breakfast.
Okay.
We're all such fucking best friends. It's amazing.
just one of those awkward
It's like we've
walks.
stabbed each other's
Oh,
mothers.
we're going the same way. Okay, all right. Well, I just walked at the same pace, but all right, this is weirder.
Every conversation is a disaster with me.
Yeah, that's all I wanted to do in the morning was see how Varkesh was doing and let Belinda read my book. So I'm gonna go get some food because I need that or I get cranky.
All right. Did anyone else wish to do anything before you all reconvened at the dining table?
Do I have legs now?
Oh yes, that took you maybe only 2 minutes to grow back.
I jump out of my room and just yell, I have legs! And I run down the corridor. Out of the way, Victor! I'm using these legs.
I mean, at that point, it almost feels like a T-Rex for you, Victor. Just that.
I just really want him to have little baby legs. Can he just have baby legs for like a minute?
He did have them for a minute. He did have them
That's
for
what you
exactly a
walked
minute.
in on.
Yeah.
Okay. But while he's running down the hallway, or does he have regular Varkesh legs back?
It seems like he waited the full 2 minutes for them to
My
become
regular.
Yeah.
Missed opportunity for baby legs. Anyway,
Yes, you did miss
Oh,
out on
you
that
got the
little
leg-
cop video of normal legs and baby legs, but continue.
Normal legs, baby legs. Normal legs, baby legs. Just
oh,
like
I didn't know
flipping
where
back and forth.
Okay, great. After I leave Belinda and I see Varkesh take off, I will sprint past him towards the breakfast place.
All right, Victor will certainly be able to beat you with his smug-like speed. Even being able to go on the wall to the side of you, just.
Smug
Did you say
like
smug like
Smug.
speed?
I mean, he even corkscrews past
You know
you.
what?
He
I
goes-
like smug. I like
gear.
smug better.
from first, second in
I-
the smug. Just
I
first.
I feel like Smug is not wrong. Before I go to breakfast, though, I do want to go just like talk
Just
to
running by
Eldrin
with this
real quick and just
shit-eating
ask
grin.
him like his schedule for the day, so I can try to figure out like when people are getting here, so I can tell Smokey when to expect his aunt or his aunt. I don't know what you call her.
All
Aunt or
right.
aunt.
Well, if you would go upstairs, Eldrin's already gone.
Oh shit. Oh shit.
Eldrin
Gonna be here
has
soon.
only a little bit of time to trance. He spends most of his time preparing and waiting, and then when he's ready, he goes. He had about 4 hours of downtime before he decided to leave, so he got quite a few things ready before he left.
Oh god. Was that the only thing he's doing today? He's just gonna go pick them up and come back
Well, and fix his wife.
and fix his wife.
Well, I mean,
Okay.
okay. You knock on the door, there is no answer. You assume he's gone.
Can I send Winnie under the or Twinny under the door in smoke form?
Yes, you could put your head down to the stone, look underneath the door crack, and then Winnie would appear on the other side.
Yeah, and then I'll look at him, look through Winnie's eyes.
Okay. Inside the room, you would see it is still a bit much the same. Quite a few documents and books and papers spread around. There is one notable thing that looks different, and that appears to be what you can tell is a large container that seems to have some gold encasing. It looks very. With the experience that you've had before, you definitely recognize this seems to have almost the elements of a clone spell. This looks to be a vessel. And inside the center, you can see a slow, floating piece of flesh that has just grown a little bit. Very, very small amount.
Gross. Okay. I will just have Twinny wait there then and have Twinny ping me whenever he gets back.
Okay, sure. You do know that he cannot return to this part of the tower. He has to go to the teleportation tower.
Son of a bitch. Okay. I'll send Twinny to the teleportation tower
Sure.
and I'll have him wait outside the teleportation tower so he's not in the teleportation tower since that's like not protected. And so if somebody
Ooh.
tried to scry on Winnie.
Oh, actually, just for nowsies and forevermore, actually, let's say the door's unlocked and you were able to go inside to see this, but technically you can't pop
yeah.
Winnie in and out at this point.
Oh shit, that's right.
Yeah. But yeah, the door was
Okay,
unlocked.
never mind. Forget all that then. I'll just go downstairs and I'll just tell Smokey. So Eldrin is already gone, I think, and so your aunt should be here soon. I don't exactly know what he was planning for the day, but yeah. so I don't know where she's staying or anything like that. But
Oh, okay. Sounds good. I'm just getting everything ready for today. I think I have things pretty laid out. And yeah. Do you have any idea what you want to do? Like, for like, are there anything you want to get done today in particular?
Yeah, there's one thing, but I think I can handle it on my own, and I don't know when that thing's gonna start happening. So, I can help you with whatever you need until Eldrin gets back, and then I'll probably be a little bit busy.
Okay. Well, is your thing going to take you outside of the range of the sanctum? Because I was having
No.
non-detection prepared, so I was going to actually hit all 5 of us, and plus probably Bath Bear, to make sure we can just go around without having to worry about suddenly getting attacked by a giant blue dragon.
That's smart. No, I think I will stay in the vicinity. Probably. I don't really know. I have I might be doing a little tour of the town. I don't know.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
you can send 20 to try and find me, I guess.
I'll just stay here if it's easier for you. I'll just stay here.
Okay.
I can stay here. That's fine. We can go look at the town another day. You can see it from a window too. It's fine. I feel like this will be enough for. Yeah, this will be fine. Yeah, I'll yeah, what do you need me to do before? What do I do?
Well, my plans were to talk to Reginald and maybe Degra and maybe a few other people, because I was planning to use a spell I know called Move Earth, try and help build structures for shelters or expand the cobalt places or make farmland. I also have to talk to Rex, and then just generally make things streamlined for our new thousands of people who have moved in.
Well, I can talk to the people in the keep, Reginald and Dagra, if you tell me what you want to talk to them about, and then I can talk to them, and then you can just get right to moving that earth.
I mean, yeah, if you want to ask them to come here, because I kind of want them to kind of supervise. It's not the fastest spell, and so I can kind of do it as they're telling me, like as it develops, they say, oh no, we hit bedrock, do this instead, and so I'll be able to do that. And
yeah, I can recruit them. Sure. Yes. I will do that now. And I'll just grab a breakfast roll and I'll go talk to Dagra and Reginald.
All right. Degra is hard at work, working with her etchers as she's now experimenting and enjoying the new anvil that you gifted her recently.
Mm-hmm.
Reginald would be out and about, actually outside the keep.
Smokey said not to go outside the keep. I'm not protected. Oh God. I will get someone's attention and ask them to go get Reginald while I talk to Dagra.
You can get one of the architects, carpenters that have been working around for the most part, who have come and gotten a meal here for the daily work, beginning of the day. Yeah, they'll head off. If you wait for him, he'll arrive within the next 10 minutes.
Okay, cool. I will just give them both the same pitch. I will tell them Smokey is planning on doing some. Stop laughing at me, Kyle. Smokey is planning on doing some very heavy reconstruction of certain areas of the city, and he could use your expertise if you wouldn't mind talking to him and kind of walking him through that whole process so that we get the best foundation for this city that is kind of sprouting up right now.
Daedra will look at you as if this is nonsense, and she'll quite happily inform you that this is not her expertise and would do nothing towards this. She is mainly a blacksmith. She's not really an architect. Reginald, however, as you begin to discuss this with him, he'll look at you in a bit of surprise, but he'll be quite eager, since he does seem to tell you that he has plans made, at least to some extent, in hopes that perhaps with approval and with now your help, it could be done even faster than he anticipated.
Perfect. I will try to persuade Dagra a little bit more, since Smokey said he wanted her help. I will say, so he's going to be moving like a lot of earth and stuff, and Smokey or he's not very familiar with all of the minerals and things like in the earth. So we thought maybe if you were there, like if you happened to see like evidence of some type of precious mineral or metal that happened to be in the earth, then like we could really use your keen eye to figure out if there's a possibility for mining anywhere around here that the city could eventually use as a resource.
She'll look at you a little
Please.
insulted, though, but go ahead and make a persuasion check with disadvantage.
Why a disadvantage though?
Well, because she doesn't
Because
see
we're
her
being racist.
Yeah.
What? No, I'm appealing to her skills.
She's not a miner. She determines that as a bit of, oh, okay. All right,
Say no to me.
She'll look at that and she'll be like, fine. You can tell that she's rather irritated. She was wanting to work with her new toy. She's literally excited to make a lot of progress and to understand this, and you're taking her away to do something that she thinks is very well beneath her, but she will begrudgingly attend you when you request her.
We won't need you very long, hopefully. And to thank you for it, obviously, if there's anything that you need us to get while we're out and about, such as materials or anything that you need to, help etching, we would be more than happy to get it for you. And I don't sleep, so if you need someone to work through the night to do something, you can train me on it, and I will dedicate part of my time to that. I can't do it all night because I still need to take a little bit of a break, but
she'll just converse with you for a little bit as acknowledgement, but then she'll let you do what you need to do before she'll join you.
I owe you one. There you go. Just a blank check. Whatever you need. I owe you one. No questions asked. You got it.
Okay, the resentment's a little gone at that point, so she's...
Oh, thank God.
And did I mention Rex too to Valindra?
Yes, I will.
Okay.
I will go find Rex.
All right, well, when you go to Rex, you find that there is a sleeping bear and a chipmunk who's more than happy to discuss with you, as he has laid his eyes on you before and does seem to be a little bit more eager to make business with you.
Twitter-pated, perhaps?
I love that word, but no. Yeah, I will just ask for his to lend us Rex's expertise on the lay and flow of the land and how best to construct a city without damaging and interrupting the environment that we are currently in.
Don't know much about cities, but in moving Earth, we can do that. All right, come on, big guy. Yup, here we go.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
Okay, so where's the wizard?
This way. I'll lead him back to Smokey.
All right. Rook, did you do anything before the dining experience ended?
Before the dining experience ended, no, probably not really. It's early morning. I don't feel like doing a damn thing. I'm taking my time getting ready for the day.
Oh.
Definitely preening and spending a lot of time making myself look really fucking pretty. I am the most gorgeous bird, and that takes effort.
All right. Well, yes.
Despite having an illusionary thing that makes you look however you want.
Well, that's just for the attire, but for
That's
the
just a clothing.
feathers, for the horns, the waxing, the oiling, the slight smoothing.
Hey, Jenkins.
He takes it a
The
little bit
second
of time.
waxing.
Maybe a
The
third.
perfume / cologne.
Been away a while.
He does quite a bit to keep himself.
So all I was laughing at, by the way, Kayla, was when you said that Smokey said not to leave the keep. I'll send somebody else. I just started giggling because I thought, as you watch them leave, they just whap, they just die. Like as soon as they get outside the bubble, they just. Oh God! Oh God! Glad I said that guy.
And Dragon
Don't leave
just
the
comes
keep.
down and just grabs it in his hand and climbs away.
Oh Jesus! Better him than me. Fuck that guy. I guess. Okay. Send another. Send another.
You just had to pick someone with a red shirt. That's the problem.
Oh,
Yeah,
no.
yeah. Be on the lookout for that. Don't pick the red shirt guy. Anyway, that's why I was laughing. Sorry.
Also, anybody close to retirement is a no-go. I don't care what they're
That
retiring
too.
from. Leave them alone.
Yeah. Okay, that's it. That's why I was laughing at. Sorry,
Alright.
continue.
But yes, you will have everyone assembled, ready to go. If Smokey wished to cast the
Caw-caw.
proof against location and detection, it will allow you all to then be blessed by it. And eventually.
Yeah, Farkesh, do you have any diamond dust that I could use for today?
At this point, Varkish is dancing around the keep and using his magic to make the Footloose song come out of nowhere with a piece of toast between his teeth. He goes, "Yep, got plenty of dust."
All right. Could I have maybe 300 gold worth?
Ooh, that's a lot. Okay.
Well, I don't need all of it now. It was just more for stockpile in case I need it later.
Dancing still, and he just starts spinning around on the spot trying to catch his own bag of holding before he finally catches it.
I think
Cool,
he's
Dave.
just really excited to have his legs again.
Victor's gonna dance with him. It's like not at first.
Just
But just
Footloose
after a little bit, be
playing.
like, okay, and then I'll dance eventually. Like not at
Kick off
first though.
your Sunday shoes.
Okay. Yep.
Grab
So
toast.
yeah, as you would be able to have the regents ready,
Mhm.
are you casting it? I'm assuming 6th level, 5th level.
Oh no, it's only a third. So I will do all 3 of my thirds and all 3 of my fourths, and I will get Valindra as well. So that'll be 6. So the 5 of us plus Bath Bear.
All
Do we
right.
have to stay in proximity to you?
No,
Nope.
you are free to be scried upon for the next 8 hours.
You
What?
are
Describe
you
it.
are free
To
to
not
be
be
scried
scried
upon.
Wait, you're focusing scrying upon us?
No. Wow. Okay. You cannot be detected by divination magic for the next 8 hours, no matter where you are. Yes.
Well,
It's the opposite
that's
of what
the
you're
case.
saying. Dear Lord,
Like
why have you
Footloose
never
away.
done this before?
Out of
Because it takes 25 gold worth of diamond dust per casting and a not insignificant
Oh.
spell slot that I prefer to use to break spells rather than to
Could
cast
we
them.
Valindra,
No,
you
that's
got
fair.
inspiration.
Oh my god.
Aw, thanks, Brian. Should we send someone outside to see if it works, and if they live, then we know
Yeah,
it's
fuck it.
safe.
Wait,
or...
what?
Oh no, you cast it just on us. Never mind. Who wants to go out first and see if it's working?
I already lost my legs. Someone else
That's
can do
fair.
it.
That's fair. Probably not Varkesh.
I'll go walk outside.
Oh,
Valindra's legs just get.
we're taken off by a pterodactyl.
Seems
one or the
fine.
other.
Yeah, everything seems fine. Everything seems normal. So I know last night we kind of mentioned it and we never really settled on anything, but in terms of what are we doing with everyone in this city? Did we
I mean, I feel like I've already said my piece on lots of things.
Yes, but we need to like actually set up like a structure and like people and things like that.
Yes, the organization needs to happen as soon as
Yeah.
possible. At least set the groundwork for it.
As you are talking and walking, you do have Reginald eventually catching up with you with a bit of a huff, as he has quite a few parchments on his person with a few designs and ideas, but he does show one of you in order for you to get an idea of what he had in mind to at least help out on the scale, what could be done, and perhaps maybe a general start.
I grab Reginald and I start forcing him to dance around the corridor we're in.
Varkesh, we have so much to do today. I'm very happy you have your legs back, but we have so much to do.
Would you like to take
Can't
a look?
stop.
Loose.
The music's a
Cut
curse.
Would you like to take a look? He holds up the
I'll
parchment.
take a look. Yeah, let's see.
All right. This is what you see.
Sunday shoes.
Oh my god!
Wow.
AJ, you didn't!
Wow.
Oh, that's so pretty!
I will stop
awesome.
dancing.
Is this the teleportation tower?
Yes.
This is where we teleport into?
So this is just
Whoa.
a general start for the map. It seems that he was trying his best to give you a lot of flexibility and to at least show you how the layout would begin. He
Oh.
imagines it's going to expand out further. There's probably going to be a lot more including into it, but at least this would be the beginning. And is welcoming your input on quite a few things.
Wow.
So
All
feel,
right,
feel
so
free to paintbrush.
I'm no architect. But this
Maybe.
looks amazing. What are some of the things on here?
Well, he
Reginald?
would show with a finger. All right, so this is just him pointing at certain things.
Yes, that's what I was going for. Yes,
White
yes,
Hill,
you
I
can
have
click
your
and
manor
point.
homes. These are the points that I found that were probably perhaps the best for the view.
Wait, where?
There's
Wait,
a white
we
line.
each get our own home?
There we go.
I
Okay.
assumed you'd want homes. The
We're
keep
not
is a bit
staying-
lofty and not so nice.
Oh my.
He has a
Ah.
point. I mean, we've done what we can, but I find my room terribly lacking. Having my own
Wow.
estate, on the other hand, would be fantastic.
It also
Holy
doesn't have a
shit.
dragon trying to eat you.
That is a fair point.
Over here, you can see the main marketplace with a big boulevard that goes right down the middle. Opens up to a very large shopping district in the middle.
And what are these smaller open spaces? Are those communal courtyards, or do they serve a purpose?
Well, when you have a lot of homes built together, if you don't have any good space for them to have ventilation or for windows, it usually makes cramped, bad spaces. So sometimes it's nice to have a little bit of gap, a little bit of stowage, and also perhaps maybe things we could put in later, larger homes. I left them blank for many reasons.
That's true, I like it.
I mean, agree. Shit.
Up here, I figured that perhaps one of the newest innovations that we have been trying to put in, only Yale was able to do a little bit of it because of the wagons, but here we have a good opportunity to try it here, was to use a water irrigation system and to maybe perhaps control more of the flow. As he points up to over here, you will find that we'll be able to divert most of the water and be able to try to form some kind of system for perhaps maybe the bathing facilities or for other things, clean water, and a damming system up in the top over here. This is where you perhaps will be able to control the floods so that when you have your farmlands made, they'll be a little bit more successful.
I am
really
totally in
smart.
agreement with this.
I don't like it. It's all brown.
But,
Shut up, Farkash.
But if you
I
said
have
that you
minor
have
illusion it blue, so it's a blueprint.
Oh, there we go.
Blueprints.
Thank you. Someone clip. Jesus.
Well, but since you said you have a means to move the earth, that could be very nice. We could try to raise this up a bit higher. That would mean that if we can do that, we can make a good defensive perimeter, but also we could maybe increase the dam size a bit to make it have a bit more to hold for the reservoir. And over here, I figured you would need to have some larger, more governmental buildings. Perhaps one of your whatever you're doing.
Yeah.
Okay, and then there's maybe perhaps two gates that lead down. You've got the main one and the side one. Of course, you have multiple forests to clear out, of course, too. But this is just, input is fine. I'm open to suggestions.
About planning a city, but this looks good to me.
This looks great. Do we just like sign off on this, or do I like put my paw print on here, or what do we do to get started?
Just cat scratches the paper.
Well, I've already started to try and level out the groundwork and to cut some of the trees down, but we got quite a few to go. For the most part, we've got maybe about this much done right here, as he kind of circles that.
Yep.
An excellent start. What do you need from us in order to make this happen as quickly as possible?
Well, if you could level out the ground, perhaps ways, that'd be very useful. If you have a good way to deforest rather quickly, that'd be very useful as well. If you have any means to perhaps maybe procure a lot of the building material, that'd be also good.
The wonderful part of having an excess of trees in the vicinity we need to clear is that it comes with its own building material there. So we have plenty of wood to begin with. What else might you need to build foundations and the like?
Well, stonework usually builds most foundations, unless you want to compact it with dirt. But
Are we building all of these houses out of stone? Because I am totally for that.
Well, stone is possible. I have yet to test any of the stonework here on the mountainside. I'm not sure what grade we've got, but we could try.
We can probably find out.
Well, yes, I'm not much for masonry. That's not my thing.
Could we maybe talk to Lulu and see if she could work on gathering some materials, and then we can give her our teleportation circle and she can send it to us?
Well, she already has your circle.
Oh yeah, she already.
That's how we got most of our supplies.
Yep.
And
sorry,
this is all forest right now, right? Everything that he didn't circle. This is all forest.
Yeah, I'll just do a quick thing again. So this.
Oh, you're good. You don't have to.
This is about as how much has been developed so far.
Right. That's the keep right now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the keep. Yeah, you can see this is the walkway here.
That's the city town thingy.
This is the main. This is the court. This is the tower. This is where your bed chambers are currently. This is
where the city is. Their little town. That direction?
No. This is your town. This is the waterfall. This is the forest that surrounds it. This is the teleportation tower.
Oh, the town that we went to before is over here?
This is the river.
Where the goose is?
Yeah.
Oh well, yeah, the
It hasn't been built yet.
Yeah, the initial pieces here are broken pieces of ruined town that maybe were once here a long time ago but have degraded. The majority of like strong pieces were here to use. You have, if you want to go for what your current population is right now, you have a lot of encampments that have just been spread around in different locations nearby. So there's some deforestation that's already happened, but there's very little what you would call complete construction. A lot of it is temporary.
Cool. Cool. Yeah, I like it.
Just so you also can know, if you look straight down south, that is Ravenwood.
Right.
Okay. So we can talk to Lulu about starting together some Mason, maybe even like Mason workers.
We have a few already.
Well, I know, yeah, that's true. We should just probably, okay, we need to like round everybody up.
Yes, I was thinking about something for that. Going to see if I can find Maggie and maybe mobilize some of my people on working as a sort of crier system or a messenger system throughout the city. A couple of people worthy of note that will want coordinating this. Obviously, each of us. Reginald, I'm going to give you at least one messenger for your purposes, but I'm also going to send them out throughout the city to begin gathering people, to begin clearing some of this forest. And Smokey, what do you need for assistance on smoothing out the ground? Are you good on your own for that, or is there something we could help with?
I mean, maybe me and Bathbear could work together. Just
Victor is good.
If I could figure out, like, I don't want he'd be the best one to tell me, like, if there's any areas of trees that like he can help me figure out how to knock down the trees. And I don't know if he's gonna like that though. But if nothing else, I need him for the farmland portion. Oh, is there a farmland portion anywhere inside the city? Plan, Reginald?
Well, I had initially figured out that you maybe perhaps want to instead have more of the greeneries for the recreations. So I figured you could have a high point vista over here that would let you overlook the dam as well as the remaining surroundings when you eventually have them. And I figured you could have another recreational park over there, or whatever you wanted to fit in. Since, of course, you have only one natural way down into the forest over here where your moat is, I figured that you would probably try to fortify however you wish.
Well, what about like places for farmland though?
Since this is only a start of a plan, I figured I'd just at least get this done. I didn't want to go too far ahead without at least confirming with you, but I figured the majority of farmland would maybe spread out way over here eventually. You might even probably have a second wing of buildings and larger whatever facilities you might need.
I think that would be beneficial if we add in an extra section of farmland just out there and under the wall, like you were saying, that would allow us to keep the defensible residential zone with a decent cushion zone between any external forces and us. Something that would be cleared out and easy to see across, while also providing us means to bring in food for our own purposes.
All right. Well, I guess I'm ready to go. If I'll stick with Reginald, I think, and maybe if Rex and darn it, what is his buddy's name?
The chipmunk?
Yeah.
Nutters?
He has a name.
No, it's Nutters, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so if Rex and Nutters want to come with me, and maybe the four of us will start getting to clearing, and I think maybe we should prioritize the places of like the city plan, so that way it's cleared out and people can just start building as opposed to building out. Maybe.
So obviously we need to talk to everyone in the city eventually, but should we have a meeting with the leaders of all of the current groups that we've brought in? I can try to gather them and see if they want to meet over dinner tonight, and we can start discussing how, like, if they have any input or advice on how to not only make them more comfortable, but to kind of rally everyone together. So we have a lot of different societies and groups kind of coming together here at once. And I don't want people to lose their sense of community and culture, but I also don't want people to stay divided as separate
The sooner we have a cohesive governing body, the better. If you want to focus on
can-
pulling together the heads of state, I can get word out to get people started on the clearing.
Yeah, I can. I mean, do you have anything for me to do? How can I be helpful? I can talk to the leaders if you want me to. I can try to work on putting together a dinner. I've never planned a dinner before.
I think it's best that you work on convincing them to come in the first place.
Okay, I'll try talking to all of the different leaders. So who all do we want? Let's create a guest list. Obviously Grok, Damon Grok.
Bear
we
top
can.
leaders.
Bear top leaders.
I-
Is the guy that Rook hamstringed, is he still the leader of Bear Top?
He is not
No
necessarily
regrets.
a leader, but he is one who is still now reincorporated into it after he technically became a druid. So he is a nature advisor.
Okay, didn't we? So he might be able to help, like with the planning of the lands and stuff like that. So I can talk to him. I don't think he should be invited to the dinner though. He doesn't really like us. Didn't we talk to the old cook, who ran
a
the inn,
furball.
and
Yes.
she was
She
was the
was-
one that we.
Yeah, she would be considered more of the.
What was her name?
Was it began with an M? Was it?
I think it started with an M. Mags?
No, that's the Kenku.
No, that's Maggie.
It was
I thought
Mary.
it was.
Yeah.
Marjorie? Margie?
Yeah, it's
Margie?
I think yeah, Marge is her nickname.
Okay,
But I
so
think it
I'll
could
talk
be-
to
Marjorie, I
I'll
think
talk
is the
to-
full name.
Marge, Damon Grok.
Oh no, it was
Um,
Mirabelle.
Mirabelle.
Oh, Mirabelle.
There we go.
Mirabelle, Damon Grok. I'll talk to. God, who else do we have here? We have
Oh,
the
we can
Fire
do-
Ganassi.
We can do Angel. We can do someone from Rook's
Angel.
family.
Yes, I think it's best being Angel
Maggie.
and I do believe Maggie would be a good pick. Yes,
Okay,
she was the first to
and-
see through my disguise. So
and
Someone
who's the-
from probably Degra.
Dagra, obviously. Love
That-
Dagra. We owe her.
And someone from the traders guilds who are like setting up and such.
Reginald will obviously be invited.
Okay.
What about? Because I know you said there's not really a leader amongst the
Slaves.
slave community. Who should we invite from the Oasis?
Mm,
I would kind of like for the slaves to have their own representative, because if they don't, then they might just kind of get absorbed back into their old pattern of life because it's what they've always known.
I mean, this is something that may take you all day, but you could actually start going in among the slave population and start spreading word of having them volunteer people who they'd be okay representing them.
Yeah.
I posit that we approach the Ganassi and the slave population separately. Have them each send forth an elected official, and we can take them with us. to
I'll
the
do
meeting.
that first so that they have all day, and then I'll ask the appointed officials, whoever they elect. I'll ask them to select just one person. I'll ask around. I'll scope it out. I'll do that first so they have all day to make their decision, and then I'll check in with them before dinner. So while they're deciding that, I'll go around to the other group leaders and talk to them and see if they want to come discuss.
All right.
Okay.
Gives us a
well,
representation from each. Although,
Oh,
a
are we
bit off the
including?
wall here, but we should probably at least make the kobold's presence known.
I say we invite.
Well, we can't invite all of them.
Well, we
Good
invite
lord,
the leader.
of course we can't invite all of them. That'd be insane.
Well, yeah, we can invite their leader if they assume
I
it's
think
not you.
Varkesh is their leader.
Well,
Their second leader, then.
They just pointed to you again. I think at this point their second leader is Victor.
Speaking
I'm
of, they all
only-
really
I'm
did
only-
want to come
only a
visit
herald.
you, Farkesh.
Yeah, it might be a good idea if you go talk to the kobolds, Varkesh. You're the only one that they're going to listen to, and I don't know what you want them to do or how you want them to feel like you're more in tune with what they want and what they're capable of, and I obviously want them to have a home here and be happy.
There is another point, seeing as we were talking about building a provincial government of sorts. I think around the dinner table, if they could all agree to it, and if we do get round to it, we should probably make a constitution of some sort.
Yeah.
And
I
I
was-
do believe the kobold should have equal rights and should
Yeah.
be recognized as such.
Equal rights and mutual agreement to defend each other. We're coming from very
that's
disparate
one-
groups.
The good thing
That's
is
one
about
thing I
kobolds is they
can-
don't come after the day, so
I can, whenever I invite all of the leaders, I can ask them to kind of start thinking about what, I guess, bylaws or rights, what they expect of us as people in this city. And we should probably put our heads together and try to figure out what we want this city to stand for and mean.
Of course, we'll have to also note that of the people who are currently here are here as refugees. They're not necessarily coming to be citizens of this new city quite yet. We'll need to give them an avenue to stay in peace until it is safe for them to be spread.
so a form of town guard, as it were.
Yes.
Victor, do you want to try to round up some type of town guard? What are your plans for the day?
I mean, wherever I can be of use to anyone is fine. I was actually really interested when Reginald talked of this irrigational waterfall system for. I mean, I don't know if that's really pressing right now, but I think I might go check that out.
Okay, yeah, you can do that then. So I'll focus on gathering the leaders, and I'll start thinking about if we can all decide over dinner what we want from the city and what people want from us, then I can work on actually writing something up overnight.
And also, I kind of feel like we should invite an I Minor Illusion Bardoon's name in like Schoolhouse Rock glowy letters.
Yes, probably.
Do you want to send him a message and tell him that we're planning on having a dinner? We would like to request his presence in human form so he can eat with us.
My spells are pretty low already. So, Barkesh, can you contact him?
We can give it a try.
Just make sure to clarify we need him in human form to sit with us. Do we have a table big enough for?
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
I think.
Worst case scenario, I can always make one.
This is true.
That's true.
Be
Okay,
really,
well,
really big.
I'm
Really
gonna get
long.
started. I'm
Alright.
gonna leave Winnie with you, Smokey.
Okay.
If you think of anything else I need, come let me know.
Okay.
And then I'll go. Okay, I'm just gonna go talk to my dad real quick, and then I'm gonna go start hunting people down.
All right.
not like that though, but you know,
Mhm.
respectably.
Just like that.
Just corpses start piling high.
Okay. Just
Found
for
you.
just for fairness.
Good on government. Damn.
Just for fairness' sake, and because D&D loves dice rolls, can I just get a D20 from everybody?
Okay.
Sure.
Oh boy, just a D20.
Just a
We're being
D20.
scribed on again.
I have people helping me.
13.
All right. So Rook, you're first. Everyone is going off to their tasks. What task do you wish to tackle?
My primary focus is going to be getting the word out through a network of kobolds and other general messengers that we need a workforce to help clear the land surrounding the keep.
Okay, I will say just before you do that, you would know Smokey has the knowledge about it, and Batbear does too. When they move Earth, they can reallocate plants. At the
Okay,
very
so they
at the
can
very
reallocate
bottom, it
plants.
says the moved Earth carries any plants along with it. So you
Mm-hmm.
can always like shuffle them away.
Okay, so not so much focus on clearing the land then, so much as it is acquiring building materials in the form of the wood that will need to be felled.
All right, you would know
Um,
that the current ones that are doing that right now at the moment are the people from Beartop. They are lumberjacks, and they have been working and already started to deforest a lot of the stuff as much as they can to make room and building material.
So I wanted to go Monty Python there.
Enough for it to be like to the point where they don't really need any additional help on that though.
If you wanted to do it faster, you could always get more manpower to it. So if you wanted to requisition more people to help it, you could.
Yeah, I'll requisition a few more people to help it, and I don't know. It's kind of like my whole plan, but it's already mostly dealt with, apparently. I'll have to think on some more things. Go ahead and let other folks go ahead and take over for a bit.
All right. Okay. Next up was going to then be Victor.
Yo, what up?
What's your play in all of this?
So my first big project is Reginald was talking about trying to make some sort of aqueduct system for this soon to be village to town to minor city that we're working on. So I got gnome in my blood somewhere. I don't know. I got tinker tools and I got all kinds of cool artificer lore. That's just a thing. So I just want to maybe not necessarily start working on anything, but just kind of take a lay of the land, kind of get some ideas flowing. Maybe make some drawings of some ideas and things.
Sure. Go ahead and make a wisdom check, an arcana check, and let's go with a persuasion check.
Okay. Does anything have anything to do with this?
No.
Being the technological device part, since we're making aqueducts, does that count for anything?
Well, it's not a magic item, not an alchemical object, and it's not necessarily technological. It is just a building.
Okay, what would you want? You wanted a wisdom.
A wisdom check, an arcane check, and a persuasion check. All right.
Cool.
So
there you go.
As you begin to start your time to study and to figure out the best way to work it, you don't seem to be able to provide much in terms of figuring out the best way for the layout to work. There is a lot of confusion and debate, and for the most part, you figure you'll take your time to come back to it later. When you start to think about how you could perhaps maybe influence or add your own means to working this along, you do know that you have quite a few useful skills in your magical tool belt that would definitely come in handy for you to be able to provide the necessary things to make this project happen relatively quickly, maybe within a day or two.
I got water rings, I got earth rings, all kinds of crazy shit. But
yep, and your cantrip, I believe, will also help too.
Not as much as the rings, but yeah, I mean.
Well, the cantrip you can cast over and over again. The rings will spend out, but you can always move 5 cubic feet of dirt.
That's a lot.
Continuously. Yeah, every 6 seconds. That's a big shuffle.
Yeah.
But you definitely see that perhaps the best way for you to utilize your rings is you can create stone wall. That would absolutely allow you, if you concentrate on it, to create a substantially built-sized stone that has been cut and made so that when it's done, it should have all the necessary stone to be disassembled and reassembled. You can also use it to make the foundation of the structure as they begin to set up and do the layouts. So you can begin the groundwork for it. As for your water ring, I believe you can redirect the flow.
Yep. Do all kinds of cool shit.
Yeah, the redirect the flow will allow you to absolutely make it so that they can clear the space up as you hold the water back, allowing them to really adequately place down all the necessary all the necessary pieces of the puzzle so that it is waterproof. They don't have to worry about damming it prematurely. You're literally providing the perfect work bubble for them. Now, with your persuasion check, you do know that as you arrive that there are a few things that could help you. And one of the things that might work is you have a kobold that is watching and seeing as you begin your task. And they are eager to see what the Herald of the Best Blue wants. However, as you try to talk to them about maybe building waterways, they're not so convinced maybe to help you at this point. So they're going to wait to see if Best Blue needs them for something more important first. But if he doesn't call their assistance or anything, he'll maybe come and help you.
Yep, I was planning on spending a better part of like an hour or two up here looking around and just trying to figure out the best way to make some aqueducts.
For the wall of stone, yeah, you just need to concentrate for 10 minutes each time. Can you do it once or twice?
Today, I can do it once.
Right. Okay.
It recharges every dawn.
Yep. Perfect.
Super.
All right.
Well, it doesn't fully recharge. It just
Yeah, do you roll?
I do. That's what my D4s are for. Every morning, roll D4s
to get the charges, yeah.
To get the charges.
+1. So,
Sons of bitches.
Varkesh, next up is you. What are you doing for the day? Or at least to start.
I look to Reginald and I go, could I borrow the drawing of the city?
Oh, yeah, he hands it to you.
Thank you. I will bring it back, undamaged, hopefully.
Well, don't worry, I have copies.
Ah, excellent. And then I will trundle off and go to the entranceway inside the... God, I've forgotten the name of it now.
The temple?
That's it. And I will go visit the kobolds.
Certainly. There are kobolds that are still quietly keeping it as clean as they can and attending to it. Upon your arrival, they will greet you and be happy to make sure that you have a way to get in, as they do what appears to be some little series of knocking on the stone, and it does open up, as there are others on the other side ready to let you down in. So you can arrive at the kobold's warren, if you'd like, to do whatever you wish.
I doth proclaim that all kobolds gather unto me for talkie sessions.
You go to the main hub, the largest cavern in the entire place, where multiple platforms surround you as you stand in what appears to be the middle of this large, egg-shaped hive gathering assembly point. As many kobolds that can pack in have done so, you feel you're even surrounded to the point that if you even tried to walk, they might bump into you accidentally, or your tail might knock one down without you intending to do so. But they all have their eyes and ears pinned to you, watching, waiting.
Okay, public speaking, this is great. Right, chaps and ladies. Just making sure there are ladies here.
You can't tell.
Fair enough. Fuck if I know. Anyway, job to do. Where are your bosses? Don't all just point at me. Which ones are kind of in charge when I'm not around? Come on, speak up.
They look a little confused. There's no one person in charge.
A chieftain of some kind, the most popular among you, would do.
They call out a little bit for a moment, and then you eventually have what you see walking to you, a very familiar kobold.
Is it my Bubbles?
It's Bubbles.
It's my Bubbles. Hey, Bubbles. Anyway, got a job for you, all of you. And I place down the map, and I just have as many trundle over and look into it as they can. And I'll have them look at the map, and I go, okay, there's a couple of things we need. One, Bubbles, you are going to be the representative who's going to be invited to dinner on behalf of your warren to talk about very important things. Very important things. Secondly, I would like all of you lovely kobolds to do what you do best, and that is dig the ever-loving shit out of the planet. And what I mean by this is I want you to take all the rock that isn't precious or has any really valuable minerals in it and bring it up to the surface for people to use. Thirdly, I'll let you keep this blueprint right here, or it's brown print, fuck if I know. And I would like you, and I start just with a bit of is there any charcoal or something that I can use to draw with?
I mean, if you were a blacksmith and a jewel crafter, I'm sure you have your own versions of tools and kits to be able to plan out designs.
Fair enough. I'll go with that. And plan, AKA medieval pen, ye olde pen, and I'll start drawing a line-based system, kind of like grid referencing. But I would like you all to build a sewer system that interconnects the waterways right here. See, right there. Bubbles, pay attention. There we go. Do you think you can all do that?
All right, so Varkesh, go ahead and make a wisdom check, a persuasion check with advantage.
Wisdom, persuasion.
Yeah, I think that'll be it for you on this one, just a wisdom and a persuasion check.
Wisdom, okay, that's not bad. I don't suck today, apparently. Wisdom and persuasion, right?
Advantage.
18.
All right. So most of the kobolds are a little curious at this mentioning of a sewer system. They've never done this before, and they're a little curious. But with your guidance and your explanation, as well as you drawing out a bit of what you want it to look like and how you would like to intend it to be gridded, where the main sewer lines are and the rest that lead off, they can get a good idea about it, and they do seem to have at least some general understanding. They will ask to keep the map in order to maybe perhaps use it as best they can.
Ooh, and as your appointed best blue, don't know how that happened, but sure, I'll go with it. I offer onto the Warren a marvelous gift from yours truly, and I open up my bag of holding, and I take out the pearlescent tools, and I place them down in front of the kobolds. Behold! Magic work stuff.
Ooh.
You're welcome.
Okay, yeah, all right, will you explain what the tools can do?
Well, I mean, a pickaxe does what a pickaxe does. You know, it's like you said that it's a collection of tools.
Yes,
so
but do you tell them what makes them special?
I will demonstrate and be like, Bubbles, pick up one of... Oh, that's a really ugly pick. You kobolds have no aesthetics. And hit that wall as hard as you can. Do some mining.
All
Go
right.
on, chop, chop.
With some hands-on experience, they do definitely begin to carve away, and well, the first one is initially quite shocked with how easy it is.
No, with their one.
Oh, with their original one? Oh, well, I mean,
Yeah.
they'll just start chipping away normally, just looking at you for approval. Is that good? They're just...
Very good. Meager effort, but it's great. And I will go over with, seeing as how large I am, I'll take the pearlescent shovel and a pearlescent pickaxe, and I will just all of a sudden splits the wall and Wile E. Coyote my way through this, just like Bugs Bunny burrow through this wall.
All right. At first, initially, they're all just going to be impressed that they think that this is just you. They think that you're just big, strong, and mighty, and you're able to just push through. They don't really think it's the tools, they think it's you.
And I step out and go, behold! Place those pearlescent tools down and I pick up the little kobold ones and I try it again and show them that it's indeed the tools that are providing such great progress and not their ramshackle things that they're using.
Okay. With a bit of a demonstration of that, and then you would see that as you start digging with the other ones, Bubbles will come up and pick up the tool and go beside you and do a very agreed, expression of big difference. And excitedly, they all begin to try them out as best they can. There's a little bit of fighting over to see who can get the tools first to use them. But eventually they settle down, and you can see Bubbles begins to organize what appears to be a more social, equal sharing, where it's going to be each one will take turns to be able to use the tools to carve out what they want. The rest will then help with the remainder, and then every so often they'll switch to allow people to cut through the earth like butter. It is effectively going to be a quick task for them to do this.
I gift this to you, my kobolds. I am a tool giver upon to you. Awesome.
Okay. Since they now know how much this thing can do, that's a mighty gift for a kobold.
I would imagine it's like the holy grail for a bunch of diggers.
Gift for kobolds is like trash.
I mean, the kobolds love to work. The jobs and showing their skills in this is just insane. It allows them to go. It's like the cheat code for being able to build a civ without spending the cost of taking the time. It's just their imaginations have now been unlocked, and you've now saved so much time on doing this the hard way that now they either can start building even more expansive projects or other things. They will be a little curious, and they will ask you what's going to happen to them now that there's going to be a development above. What's going to be their thing? What will they do?
Now, this is where Bubbles comes into it. Everyone, you are all going to be, and wait for this, because this is going to be a first for all kobold kind, you're not going to be stabbed, trampled, trebucheted, or all around flicked in the face on sight. This is amazing. This is a great development. Progress. You're all going to be treated as equals, and you get to go up to the surface and trade and mingle and stuff. No digging in houses, though, because people won't like that. But other than that, you'll be treated equal. Hooray! Go Varkesh. And friends.
They all seem to be a little happy with that, but quite a few start to pipe up with a bit of concern and question as to where they will live, because they do let you know that most of their warren will have to be altered in order to work for the sewer system. They will have to pretty much make a new home for themselves.
You are free to dig wherever you like and protect it how you like, and the people on the surface will help protect you. We're all going to be a big community, even though yours is under the ground.
There's a bit of excitement now that with these tools, they feel that maybe perhaps they'll even try to go the hardest but most secure way. They all agree after a little while, as some of the... It's basically like one person says it, then a lot of people start to say it, then the entire chorus goes along with the agreement of what should be the path to take.
Conducting with my fingers. Agreement. Varkish agreement.
Yeah.
Right.
So, if with your blessing, they are going to work on your sewer system. They will also try to make sure any stone or rock that could be used later, they'll be able to bring up. They will find a spot to just deposit it up there for anyone who wishes to use them. But they will also say to help kill two birds with one stone, in a way, or dig two tunnels with one pick. They're going to go ahead and build a home inside the mountain. They're going to go ahead and build that way. It's usually too tough and hard for their tools to try and dig into the bedrock itself. But with these, they feel very confident and will be happy to now not only dig in there to make a home, but all the stuff that they remove will be happily given to you to then create what you need for sewers and for buildings.
Ooh, another thing, seeing as they're all magical, the holy, now the new holy kobold relics of the Warren of the Holy Pick, or whatever the fuck you want to call it, I will also make you some decent steel tools that will last you a hell of a lot longer than this crap. I mean, it's good and all, but I can make better.
At the point right now, you've got almost like a cult following. They feel like they're not worthy, but a lot of them are touching you in kind of awe, and
Steady.
You've not really like asked them to do anything really what they consider for what you're offering. It seems like the biggest blessing that they've ever had. That they're with the magic tools. Yeah, they're glued to you at this point.
Can they all break out in kind of like a church chorus singing group now? Oh, happy days.
Amen.
I mean, sure. For the kobolds, it's essentially a work song that you get. So you get pretty much dig, mine the whole way through.
We work and die, but we're totally fine with working and dying.
Essentially.
Yeah.
There's probably quite a few verses in regards to just saying digging till you sleep and digging while you sleep, burying yourselves deep.
God, these poor kobolds.
They really like digging. I'm not going to take that away from them.
It is their fun time.
And I'm just like conducting this going, yep, keep going, do the job by
Varkesh
us while I'm backing out.
Varkesh underneath has begun an interesting...
A revolution.
An interesting set of pieces in motion right now, and I will be very interested to see how far that goes over the course of a few days. But now, with that on, with Varkesh now assembling the kobolds,
I have done my job well.
I think next was I want to say Connor, because I think Valinda, by one.
Yeah, of course I rolled the lowest.
Yes.
Makes sense.
Yeah. I went on just like the best guess, but I forgot, so yes. Smokey,
Right.
what are you doing during these
So I imagine with both Degra and Rex and Reginald, Rex and I are both going to start clearing away, probably kind of in a ripple kind of area to just sort of clear the trees out of the way so there's room for the thousands of people to start building
let's see.
Settlements.
So you can clear...
So I can cast the spell 3 times for a total of 6 hours.
All right. So for 6 hours, every 10 minutes, you're able to affect a new 40-foot square.
Mm-hmm.
So that's going to be per hour 6 times. So 6 times 4, you have 24.
240.
Yeah. Well then,
240, so 2,400 feet.
Isn't it 3,600 feet? Because it's 240 times 40.
Well, no, you did it. So you did it to the hour. So because 10 times. Oh, it'd be 10 times 6. So it's 240. Then you times it by 6 again. So.
There's
1,000.
one.
I think it's 28.
240.
1,280.
Just use a calculator. Get it out.
Ye olde calculator.
Okay, hold on. I'll do the calculator. Okay.
Yeah.
So
It's actually not that hard. I'm just.
I know, but it's just so many little zeros could be fall along the wayside. All right, so it's 40 times 6.
So
'cause you can do
240
it,
times 6.
per hour. However, you concentrate for up to 2 hours, so that's timed again. So it's 480. And if you can cast it 3 more times, you said.
I can cast it 3 total times.
All right, so 3 total times. Yeah, that's going to be 1,440. Was the number?
Sure.
Okay.
Does Rex have the same ability, or is he doing something else?
Rex does have the same ability.
Okay.
And let's see. So in terms of miles,
Oh my god.
I know
D&D
math.
1,000 feet? That's
This
a
is-
fifth of a
Ooh.
mile.
Yeah. So yeah. 5,000
much.
feet is a mile. All right. Well, actually, I can use the feet. Feet's fine too. All right. So if I know that the size of the keep here, this essentially is about 300-ish each side, maybe around 400.
Oh, that's not. That should be fine.
So if this is 400 per square,
Yeah, and I do roughly one of those per casting. I think is what it ended up being.
do you?
I think, because it ended up being like 1,400 or so.
Well, so it's 480, but that's
480.
480 feet. Yeah, is it square footage? Yeah, okay. Yeah, so you essentially can affect this much of a size at a time. So yeah, you would
The
have.
hell for spell are you casting?
So let's see, we've got like 1, 2, 3, 4.
Move the earth
Mhm.
as much as I want.
All right,
So
yeah.
glad I got
With
kobolds
with
and not math.
Bathbear helping you, you can basically divide the town in half for you to
Mhm.
kind of
Nice.
to do each side, as it were.
Mhm.
But that is going to take you the majority of the day. That is 6 hours.
Oh,
no,
yeah.
Well, for
No,
Bathbear,
yeah,
it's a
6
little more.
hours.
But yeah, for 6 hours, you will have the time to effectively raise the terrain, flatten it nicely, have the trees begin to be pushed away. It makes a very dense forest line on the other side, to the point that you imagine that trees would never be able to sustain this long, but they're all tight packed at that
Well, we
point.
maybe can do some in the park areas, if nothing else. But he wanted that cleared too, didn't he?
Wait, are you just doing stuff for the building, or is this farmland stuff?
No, this is just like the first groundwork to give it some
Clearing it
height,
out.
to allow you to have the necessary size you need for the dam to be built, to lower the earth, to raise it. You can see now that the entire terrain slowly begins this shifting process where some of it rises, some of it falls. The entire plateau that your castle keep was built on initially now is starting to see an almost mirrored rise from the town in front of it as it all becomes the same height. And then you can see the sheer cliff sides and the rises of the hill to allow it to now be a bit more of a natural fortification rather than just a piece of plain land. But yeah, Smokey, this is a constant effort for you. And for 6 hours,
yeah.
you get guaranteed work. But during that time, Valindra, there's 6 hours. What are you doing?
Oh boy. So first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go knock on my dad's door.
Come and knock on my door.
Only waiting for you.
Yeah, we'll say he's there this time. As he opens
Where
it
else
up
would
to
he
you.
be?
Well, he goes out and helps every day.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll find my dad. If he's not in his room, then I'll try to find him.
Okay, yeah, he's out
Um,
currently helping the lumberers as best he can.
Okay. Well, then whenever I see him through somewhere in the day, doesn't matter in the 6 hours, I'll have a brief conversation with him. But my schedule is that first I'm going to go to the place where the Oasis slaves and the Gnassi are staying, and I'm going to talk to them. I'm going to try to talk to like maybe 10 slaves or 10 former slaves, I guess I should say, and 10 Gnassi if I can find them, and just let them know that, if you could talk amongst yourselves and try to nominate someone who you think would adequately represent your voice and your concerns. If you could choose one person in your community that you would feel comfortable doing that, and ask them to meet me at the drawbridge entrance to the keep. We're planning on having a meeting tonight to sort of discuss the future plans for this growing community, and we would love to hear your voice.
All right.
Thanks. So I'll talk to them and see if they can kind of circulate that around, and I'll just ask them to meet me at sunset.
Okay. That'd be easy enough for them to start to make the plans and talk among themselves to do that. I'm assuming you're also doing this for the King of Assia as well?
Yes. So Assia, I'm going to go talk to Grok, and I will talk to Damon Grok specifically because I know he was already kind of the leader there. And I will talk to him and say, offer the same thing to him. I'll let him know we're planning on having a dinner tonight to discuss the upcoming plans of this growing community. We would love to hear your voice, whether it's you or if you think that there is somebody who better might represent and be able to stand for what your community currently represents and holds dear. Meet at the drawbridge at sunset.
Easy enough. They will agree, and Grok will, of course, be happy to try and represent all those he had brought along as you relocated them here.
Okay, yes. So I will do that for every community. If there's not a clear leader, or if the leader doesn't seem interested, then I'll talk to like 10 or so people of the community and ask them to kind of like spread the word and try to gather one representative from each of the...
With the discussions, you would definitely find Grok would be the one who would go for Assia. If you were going for the Bear Tops, it is going to be Maribel. If you're going for the Dwarves and Etchers, it of course will be Degra. If you ask for the slaves to come up with someone, they will have to take some time to talk around it. For the Ganassi, one name comes up all the time, and it is Bahira.
Bahira, okay. Well, then at one point I will talk. I'll go find Smokey, and I'll be like, so it sounds like the Ganassi are wanting Bahira. I'm so sorry. You look really exhausted right now.
He looks really thin because his fur is just covered in sweat.
I don't think I have anything to be helpful. I'll cast Death Ward on Smokey.
Death Ward. I fucking love it.
So it looks like, but here, drink some water. You're scaring me, and I'll pass on my water. It looks like a lot of the Ganassi are, wow, you're just gonna drink all of it. Okay, that's fine. Looks like the Ganassi are wanting Bahira to represent them. Do you want me to talk to her, or did you want to talk to her?
I mean, if you want to talk to her, that's fine. I mean, you were just inviting her to dinner, right? You may want to talk to her now, though, so if she wants to talk to the Ganassi to sort of get a feel for their immediate concerns, that could be good.
Okay. Yep, okay. I'll go find Bahira then.
All right, Bahira will be back at the keep.
Okay. So once... I'll go do that first, and then I'll continue my rounds in the city and try to spread the word about the meeting tonight. So I'll go find Bahira first. I'll take like a little bit of a keep break, and I'll check and see if Eldarin is back.
All right. So while you have done your talks to the rest of the people, and eventually making your way back to the keep in hopes to maybe rendezvous with Eldarin or with Bahira at the same time, Rook, did you reassess what you will be doing?
I did, yeah. So instead of being overly concerned about getting out word for getting additional manpower over there, although that will be part of what I'm going to do, I'm also going to spend some time organizing the people that we do have into an actual efficient messaging system for the people of the city. One major point that I do want to make sure that we have is a centralized location for community messages that need to go out, start spreading the word on that, as well as assigning a personal runner for Reginald, as well as one up in the fort itself and one in the central market square, just so we can at least have a couple of centralized points of information sharing and a general way to provide news to the entire city if needed.
All right. Yep. You definitely are able to coordinate and get some people, especially those who you... okay. Make an insight check first, and then
Okay.
make a persuasion check and a wisdom check.
Insight, persuasion,
Okay.
and wisdom.
All right. So yes, so Rook, for the most part, it doesn't take you too much time at all to be able to spot what you would consider the most effective individuals. You find ones that are not only probably best for the job, but you also begin to see those who maybe perhaps don't like what they're currently doing or resent their current work, and to almost prevent a problem from occurring, you begin to reassign and task those, maybe perhaps using what you can at least discern as their best skill or their preferred method for daily activity. So much so that you even feel like you've found a place for everyone to belong. It's a good thing to see now that the efficiency has increased tenfold.
Hell yeah.
It's great. Now that you have also a messenger system, you also are able to get people to work better. It's communication is key. And each group, department as you would call it, is now running at peak efficiency because of your keen insights. With the persuasion, being able to coax and work people along to make sure that they can all work together, as well as to maybe be a bit more appreciative to some delays or some of the things that they might have to wait for or what to expect, people begin to get along a bit better, and they are ready to give each other a break when needed. So it does a lot to keep the community happy. And you can see for the most part with your general understanding of how to make the messengers work, where to set a drop box, where to kind of almost have everyone coordinate with hubs and spokes. There, with your wisdom, you're able to really understand the network and to almost begin to build it up before even the city has fully assembled. You begin to pre-plan where certain things will go and how it'll function, and get people used to the idea. So you do spend a good part of the day making a effective lubricant for this machine that is going to be building your society.
Excellent.
Now, Belindra, as you head to the keep and move up to Eldarin's room, you will hear the sounds of two familiar voices and one that you've just now heard recently, a little girl's voice. You hear Bahira, Eldarin, and your new friend behind the doors.
Who? Wait, do I hear Dory?
You don't hear Dory.
Oh shit. Oh no. I'm gonna knock on the door.
The door opens and you see Eldarin standing there with a bit of a surprise. Oh, you're back. Well, come in, please. We were just getting to know one another. As you can see, he has now let Bahira. Bahira is doing as much as she can, a talk and almost a smile. The orphan is quite interested with this red-skinned individual with the fiery hair. She's never seen a Ganassi before, and she's asking her a lot of questions.
That's adorable. Okay. I'm just gonna kind of like peer in the room just real quick and then just be like, actually, could you just come out here for like a hot second so I can talk to you while there? She looks happy right now, so I'm just gonna let
Make
her.
a stealth check to see if she doesn't notice you.
Oh boy, I am not a stealthy person. Oh god, I think I make it with disadvantage too because I have heavy armor.
Do you? I thought you had a breastplate.
I do have a breastplate. Just kidding. I don't know why I tried to screw myself over. Huh. That doesn't matter. I rolled a 7.
Okay. Yeah, as you try to do that, you can see that even the conversation and going to the door has drawn her attention as she looks at you in a bit of shock and surprise, leaving Bahira alone as she comes right up to you and just begins to hug your leg instinctively and begins to kind of bury her face in there and goes, "Thank you, fairy godmother."
Oh my god. I'm gonna just awkwardly like pat her head, kind of hug her thing, because she's hugging my leg.
Sure, make a charisma check.
Oh god. Don't
I
screw
just
me,
gave her
please.
proficiencies.
It's a 19.
Yeah, you're able to almost instinctively begin to feel what would it feel like that you wanted the most when you were this young, and you begin to kind of take on your own lessons and history that you've experienced and learn from it, and you do seem to create a very warm, welcoming, not awkward encounter. For the most part, she seems quite content and happy, so any stumblings you might feel you do, she doesn't notice.
Well, I need to talk to Eldarin and Bahira real quick. And then, do you want to go explore the keep? I'll show you all the good places to hide.
Bahira will smile. That's fine. I will leave. I have my business is concluded here. It was nice
actually,
meeting
no,
you.
I do need to talk to you, Bahira, just real quick. Just so the I will also introduce her to 20, and I'll have 20 kind of play with her while I'm talking to.
Her being the small child in this case.
She
Yes.
remembers 20 because 20 came across the fence.
Yes. How does she respond to 20?
Oh,
an
a little
important
bit
question.
excited, but a little bit concerned. But knowing that you're here and that it comes from you as from magic, it
Yes.
definitely is just something she's
Yeah.
okay with. Even though
So-
it comes from your shadow, it still is interesting.
Yeah. I will just tell her that, this is how I found you, because he told me that you were in need of a friend. And I'm sorry that he kind of scared you and some of the other kids before. He doesn't mean to do that. But he's very nice and friendly, and yeah, you two can play for like
Yeah.
a little
Oh
bit.
yeah,
and
she
then-
happily picks him up and squeezes him and does
Cool.
a very similar to a "thank you, Balto, I would have been lost without you" moment.
Oh,
Aw.
that's so cute. Okay. Okay. So Bahira. So I've been talking to the. I'm talking to the Ganassi. Also, good to see you again. You look very nice today. Talking to the Ganassi, and they. We. Okay. Let me back up. We're trying to. Okay. Back up further. We have a lot of people here. And we're trying to guide them as best we can. And the Ganassi voted for you to be the sort of spokesperson.
Please repeat that.
Okay, yeah, sorry. So the Fire Ganassi are in need of a spokesperson for their community, and a lot of them have elected you as their representative. We're going to host a dinner tonight and talk about the plans for the growing and changing community. Is that something that you would be interested in, or?
That's about time, yes. And naturally, I will be there.
Okay, thank you. I'm sorry that we kept you waiting on that. Okay, bye.
She'll leave the room, letting you have it with Eldarin and your new adopted orphan.
Oh God.
Eldarin will look at you quietly and go, "Did you wish to rename her? Is she yours? How do you want to handle her?"
I think she's also. Can I have my change? Because I gave you 500 gold.
He hands you over 495 gold pieces.
That's so sad. Okay.
I spent quite a little in order to just get a few things, and it was fine.
Oh God, hold on. Math.
Just
Okay.
to add 500 minus 5.
Yep. Okay. Cool. Okay. Where's Dory?
Well, funny thing, actually, your friend did not wish to come. She said that she was going to stay there with her newfound companion. I am not quite sure the term she used for him.
Yes. Okay.
But she seemed
Big
quite
deal.
infatuated
So he
with him.
is- Yes. So she's fine though. She seemed healthy and.
Oh,
happy and
she seemed
safe.
quite exhilarated with the fellow, for as far as I could tell.
Okay.
They seem to be acting a little bit off, in my opinion, but I believe you are a little different than most elves.
Off how?
Oh, lovey-dovey, I suppose is the term.
Okay. I might ask Smokey to check in on her maybe tomorrow and see if she's.
Well,
trying to
she's
put
in
out a
good
secret
health
for
as
her
far
health.
as I can tell, despite the attack that apparently happened currently at Crestturn.
Yeah. Did you get any more information about that? I think it was Varkesh's dad.
Well, the reports had indicated that large bluish creatures with 4 arms raided and pillaged most of the city's wares. I knew immediately what they were referring to. I had worked on the design, as you know, the model that I created for him. Seems he has perfected it to the
Yes.
point of extreme predatory-like soldiers. They were quite vicious. Quite a few had died, and the last bronze dragon that I am familiar with in the city was killed by the suzerain. Well, the soon-to-be suzerain, I suppose, if nothing could stop
Oh
him.
God. Okay. That's. Okay. Thank you.
Currently,
I
all
might-
items were taken. I hope you are all right with what you have right now. It seems that there is such a loss. There are no effective tools or equipment that you could perhaps acquire anymore.
I think we can make do. I think we're set for right now. Okay. Thank you. How's your wife? by the way. How's that going?
She's still in stone. I'm looking forward to perhaps once the final finishing growth happens. I'll probably
Okay.
I'll probably stop it before it gets to full completion, just for safety's sake.
Yes. Okay. Well, I don't know if you heard me mention to be here, but we are having a dinner tonight. You are obviously invited. We're going to be discussing the kind of changes that are going to start happening around here, and I honestly think we could use your knowledge to kind of help.
I shall be
maybe
there.
offer some sort of protection or something. I don't know. It would be nice to have you there. Okay. I will leave you to it. Okay. And I'll turn back to Anne Marie. All right. We're gonna go meet. I'm gonna go introduce you to people. Okay? And then we're gonna see a room, and it's gonna be a lot of fun. Are you ready?
Mm-hmm. And she holds Winnie like
Okay.
this and kind of walks with you.
Yeah. Okay. Are you okay? Yep. I'll just let her walk beside me then.
Yeah, Winnie's kind of looking at
and
you,
then-
like pause like this, going.
I'm just gonna be like, it's okay, you're doing really good. Okay, so I will go find my dad. I wanted to see if I can find him.
Yeah, she'll look at you as a surprise as you walk up with Anne Marie. Who's this?
Hey. So I wanted to talk to you about this morning, but you slipped out before I got a chance to talk to you. This is Anne Marie. Anne Marie, this is Tyrion. He's my dad. I honestly, I wasn't okay. So I kind of found her in Crest Run, and she was in a bad situation, and I thought I can do better than that, and so I brought her here, and now I don't really know.
She's holding her to. Fairy godmothers have dads.
Yes, I do. Also, you can just call me Valindra if you want to. I know fairy godmother is kind of a mouthful.
I don't
You can
mind.
just call me. Okay, you can keep. Yep, that's fine. Literally whatever you want. I'm gonna look at my dad and be like, help.
He looks at you for a moment. I don't have any experience in this.
Well, I know, but didn't you? Okay, because I feel like you had wanted to be a part of like whenever I was this age, and it's kind of like, yeah, like here's. Is there no like instinct that just kind of like?
Well.
Okay, no, it's fine. It's cool. Yes.
She's your daughter?
Okay, so she's not. I didn't like. She's no. She's not like mine. But I adopted her.
Oh. All right. Welcome to the family, Anne Marie.
Her name is Anne Marie. Yes. Do you like the name Anne Marie? By the way, do you want to be called anything else?
Is there a better name?
I don't know. I don't think so. I think Anne Marie is a.
I like your name.
You want to be called Valindra?
If you want.
I'm gonna let you choose.
Okay, I'll think about it.
Okay, yeah, you think about it. Literally anything you want to be called. If you want to be called Super Awesome McMuffin Pants, then that's what I'll call you.
That's a little silly. No.
Yeah, it is a little silly.
Yeah.
Dad, I was going to show Anne Marie to her room. I didn't know if you wanted to come with us because I still have a lot of people that I need to talk to, and I didn't know if you could just kind of watch her for.
Yes. Sure. I can help. Yes, I'll
Okay.
keep an eye on Anne Marie.
Okay.
Let's go to her room. Where's her room?
It's my room.
Oh. All right. Are you sleeping with her?
I don't think I've told him that I don't sleep anymore. No, I'll find somewhere else to sleep.
All right. Well, come along then, Anne Marie. Let's see the place.
Yeah. So I'll go with them, and I'll like make sure she's settled, and then I will I will tell her, okay, I have to go run some errands and I'll be back. But make yourself at home here. There's some books, and Tyrion will help you with anything you need. Look at my dad. I'm really sorry to spring this on you. I should have told you sooner.
Good idea next time.
Well, I'm hoping there's not going to be a next time. I don't want to make this a thing. But wait, okay, we'll talk about this whole situation once she's asleep tonight. Is that okay? Do you want to do that?
Yes, that'd be fine. I thought you would have mentioned this at dinner last night.
Well, it's just everybody else was there, and I didn't want to, there's a lot going on, and I didn't kind of want to drop. That's true. I don't know. It's just, I didn't know how to bring it up to you, because, oh man, somebody's calling my name. I'll talk to you later. I'm just going to run away.
Okay.
That'll work.
Off you go.
And yep.
All right.
Yep. So then I will continue going about the communities and gathering people for the dinner meeting tonight. And I will also, because I know Rook had mentioned, and I think somebody else had mentioned at one point, I will also mention the need for a unified security force to help protect the city. And I will start asking for volunteers.
Okay. All right. So just before we start doing a speed run, Varkesh, quick question. Did you cast Sending?
Sorry, what? My thing was cut out.
Did you cast Sending?
I did. I don't know what to ask, though.
Well, it's not about an ask, it's an invitation.
Ah! Who am I sending it to again?
The dragon.
Ardoon.
Oh,
Doom.
I have to talk to him? Shit.
Well, Smoke is a little preoccupied, so...
I have used 11 spell slots today.
Ugh.
My God.
Alright then. Okay, I'll send a message to Bardoom the Awful. Hello. Twat features. No. Hello, Bardoom.
Oh God.
Would you like to come to dinner? Please come in human form to fit through doors. Thank you.
Yeah, it works.
No mention of the legion of new people.
Oh,
He was there for it.
He was there.
Yeah, I suppose that's true.
Martin will just be going, "Marvelous, it's great, I will be happy to join you for dinner. It shall be glorious. I shall see you there at sunset."
Solid.
I said nothing back.
You couldn't.
I know.
That sounds
I'm choosing
solid.
not to send anything else back.
All right. Now, for this wrap-up of time, over the course of events, you would have most of the day spent on your tasks that you have been sent to. Rook, you finished up your messaging system. Valindra, you began to converse, ask for requests, and to begin to help assigning. You can see that Rook also helped to even begin a process of starting to get individuals who might be suited for guard duty as well. And you begin to take on that task to speed it up a little bit as well, as you offer your services to check and scope and even also gauge whether or not they might be suitable, doing your own version of sparring and testing to see if they're adequate enough. For Varkesh, during the time you finishing up with the kobolds, you were able to return to the surface, or wherever you wish to go, to some with a bit of work, or if you wish to just create those tools that you were promised the kobolds, it's down to you. But you have about a few hours to kill before dinner would approach.
I can probably find a few things to put all that steel to use.
Alright, so you would mostly focus on creating tools?
The kobolds can wait. I'll probably just start making arms and armor for any potential guardsmen that we may be enlisting.
Okay. Will you be using the fabricate spell?
I will be using a lot of fabrication.
Okay. With your accumulated efforts to be able to cast and work that in, you would be able to form quite a sizable amount of arms and armor.
Yeah,
If you...
I've got plenty of steel, but what I want to make is good quality stuff, but just the necessities. So pole arms, like halberds, primarily, one-handed, arming swords, chest plates, helms, pretty much that stuff.
All right. I'll say, tell me how many slots you wish to burn for this, and I'll tell you how much you make.
Just waiting for my sheet to load. It's been a bit slow today. Oof. I'll burn all my fourths. I'll burn all my fifths.
So 5 at the moment.
So that's 3, 4, 5. Yeah, screw it. I'll burn a 6 as well.
Okay. So 6 in total with extra space. Okay, so that's definitely enough to make one good regiment of material, as they are created almost as a single item, as if like similar to when you imagine if you had plastic models for any of the Warhammer games or similar little miniatures where they're almost
They're
kind of
in a
put
rig.
into like these.
Snap them off.
Yeah, you snap them off, allowing them to be single items so that you can effectively create useful fabricates. So you have at least one squadron's worth of gear that has been fashioned for them to be able to use with a variety of weaponry, which you even bump into Valindra as she is distributing some of them out as well, to hopefully tell you which was performed better with certain weaponry. But yes.
Well, it's just general guardsman equipment.
Yeah, no, you would bump into... She's training and testing and doing a lot of analyzing and inspecting. So you would be giving them, when she's there, as they're analyzing, who's the best to serve.
Okay.
Yeah. Victor, what are you doing? For the last few hours.
Well, I just, besides the aqueduct stuff, it's
The building itself is pretty much ready to go. It just needs a good set of walls and for the rest of the pieces to be put into place to make it extremely effective. But the strong foundation, the core of it being effective, is ready to go. You just need tunnels to now be dug and to be connected to it.
there's already a building here.
You effectively created the groundwork foundations of it. With your stone walls, you're able to form an effective foundation.
Oh, okay. It's really all I was gonna do today was just work on
Okay,
something
sure.
kind of important.
Yeah, as you would have then begun doing that, you would have eventually bumped into kobolds at that point, because you're starting to dig the tunnel in, and they would have been already tasked with this as well with Varkash, and you would see that you being the herald, clearly it makes sense that you'd be in this duty
Just
as
a-
well.
Are we? It's just to get stupid, but in a good way. Are we running water lines like above ground or below ground, or where are we running these
Below
things?
ground, it seems.
Interesting. Okay, it's not what I thought, but that's fine.
Careful that way. Less chance for poisoning. Outside forces. Less chance of contaminants too.
It seems what you're effectively creating is a rudimentary aqueduct system, similar to a lot of Roman cities where you had lower-end channels of water that just continually run. It almost becomes a non-stop stream of pressure and flow that will just keep washing continuously out of the way.
Right. I just thought it was above ground, but okay. If we can go below ground, that's cool. Yeah, I don't know, man. That's all I was really doing today was that. I didn't really have anything else on my plate in terms of thoughts. Kind of leaving all the smarty pants stuff to the rest of the group to do. Mm-hmm. Where did we decide the farm's going to be in terms of farming people?
Outside the initial diagram.
Outside those walls?
Because they're thinking of making a second wall, so it'd be outside that wall.
Okay. So for the first part of the 6 hours, I will try to fix up whatever you said I'm fixing, and then for the second half, whenever that is, whether it be 3 hours, 2 hours, 1 hour, whatever, I will just start looking around the field to see where some good areas would be to start with, like, you know.
Sure. Go ahead and make a perception check first.
Touching the ground and using my earth ring and using my cantrips to move ground around to be like, nope, that looks bad. Oh, that looks good. I just read an herbalism kit book, just trying to
Go so
See where
first a perception check. I want to see if we get some extra bonuses to your rolls.
Perception.
19.
19.
All right. Yep. So go ahead and make a nature and a survival check with advantage.
Nature. Schwaba. I'll spend a luck point on that nonsense. Because even with advantage, that was poopy. Even worse. And then what was the second one?
Survival.
Survival. All right. Yeah. There we go.
All right. So, with your survival, you're able to find quite a few native plants that are starting to already grow in these areas. As you look around to key locations that you can head out to and begin to inspect, you're able to understand what would be most effective to maybe try to grow here. Nature-wise, you find it difficult to be able to really understand what else could effectively work here, what kind of fields you could create, or what would be a good suitable crop or choice. But for the most part, you at least have, from your survival and looking around, a good selection of natural plants and herbs and crops that could just be grown quite useful here. Mostly ground root vegetables are very common out there. You can see a few other trees that might be suitable, such as some nuts, some fruit trees, and some berry bushes. They all are quite happy to grow in this climate. You assume that for the most part, anything that maybe isn't a sunny, dry food will be good. So probably no oranges, no lemons, nothing of a citrus kind. No olive trees.
I guess the only other thing in addition to that, is there anything that makes this area kind of unique or special when it comes to that? Like,
oh, any like one grow only plant here?
Yeah, that kind of a dealie.
With that nature,
If
no,
not,
you wouldn't know.
If not, that's okay.
Yeah, the survival allows you to find some.
Everything that grows here grows good. Got it.
You're able to find some of the native plants and at least know for certain that these will grow. As to what is the specialty or what could be the best rare find, not so sure.
Yeah, Georgia peaches. Got it. They just whatever grows here grows here. Got it. Perfect.
All right.
Cool beans.
Rook, any last minute touch-ups?
I think from there I'm good.
Okay, so for the rest of the day, your tasks are worked and finished eventually as the hours pass and the sun begins to set. A completed building ready to distribute the water to eventually make a complete sewer system with the aqueducts and the rest, as well as a leveled ground that has rises, including what appears to be for Smokey and for Bathbur to effectively create what you would call compact earth for roads, as well as raise for eventually walls. You can see that they're built up to the point that they are, because you can make dirt walls with this. So they do make the dirt walls, and they do even provide the stonework to be able to place on the outside to make it like a finish, so that they have that earthy kind of brace in the center.
I also have 2 castings of either telekinesis or wall of stone to add on to help out.
Which
stuff.
would you like to use?
Whichever one Reginald feels is more efficient for this process.
Stone wall, probably. It will allow you to create effective stone pieces that they can even dismantle themselves and later put down, but it can also be used as a flat piece of foundation on the ground itself for people to walk on stone.
2 castings.
Okay, yep, he definitely will be doing that. Bathbear can easily do that as well, and he will. So he'll help and do that as his wall of stone casts, because he can do 3 of them. Yeah. So with you all effectively making the start, the first road into the keep finished, you are rather spent, and probably ready for some R&R. At the moment, though, no one has been assigned to the kitchens to create anything feast-wise, so it seems that as you arrive... Oh, Rook had a hand up.
Yeah, one thing I did think of that I wanted to do, I wanted to actually leverage some of that messenger system to start getting a census, too. So we actually have a more exact count of what we've got to work with here. People,
sure.
Yeah. So,
yeah,
that's about it for me.
All right, no problem. But yes, with no one currently occupying the kitchens, Bubbles has been going elsewhere at this point with a bit of new tasks given by Varkesh and preparing themselves for the dinner this time. They're a guest, so they're not going to be cooking.
I guess I will.
Heroes
on
feast.
some-
Heroes feast. Heroes feast.
Can't do it, I'm
Heroes
afraid.
feast.
Damn it. Can you do create food or water?
If you want porridge and just
Roll.
water, yeah. I mean, it's wholesome.
He's super
Good
bland. Let's not do that to these people.
Well,
Remember, a
then I
big part of a
guess-
decent negotiation is sharing good food. So
I guess I'm just gonna have to put on the Kiss the Cook apron and be the naked chef.
So I
Again.
put there in the chat when I go out to inspect the farmland to see what grows here. I like to bring some of that stuff back. So you said it's like rooted stuff, like potatoes and things,
Certainly,
or
onions, potatoes, carrots, berries, blueberries, raspberries, some nuts, walnuts, pine nuts, as well
I'll
as
bring. Good.
as well as perhaps some what you would call additional like garnishings, almost maybe some yams, probably some like parsley, basil, that sort of rosemary, things like that.
Sweet, good stuff. All right, because I'll bring back like a little basket of that, almost like a little sampling of one or two of each. Yes, so I mean, this is pretty much what's growing out here. Nothing too fancy, but what grows here grows pretty well. Varkesh, maybe perhaps you could use your heroes feast to kind of use this as like the like the theme, if you will, like the lay of the land. This is what we're cooking.
Ah, a dinner rooted in nature. Got it. I
Yeah,
can
right.
definitely do that.
Like use it as like, don't make it exotic or something. Use it like
Oh,
this is what can be made here. That
I
kind of
mean,
thing.
the way I'm going today, it might not even be edible, but fuck it. I'll give
Alright,
it a
give
try.
it a shot.
Yep.
Okay.
Into the kitchen I go.
Is anyone going to help Varkesh cook?
No, I refuse.
Okay. Varkesh, go ahead and make a wisdom check. Are you proficient with cooking tools?
Yeah. Well, he's been reading his book.
Yeah,
I'll
I
make-
have been reading it.
I'll make tea.
I have not heard much effective. I read this every night, so I would say you're not far enough done with it yet to have gotten
Could,
it proficiency.
is there a possibility to lie to the DM?
I mean, there is a possibility. It's the question of do I have an insight above a 1 to maybe get that you're lying.
So
Well,
since
I
just
can
asked
do
if you could
that.
lie to him.
Yeah, it usually doesn't work to speak directly.
Hey, look
to the
over
person you're
there.
lying
Can
to,
I
that,
lie
hey,
to
I'm gonna be
you?
lying. I'm gonna be
Well,
lying
maybe
here.
it's cover your ears, because I don't think looking will.
Because I don't think you cover your ears either.
Well, I can, but I
So
still have
I will-
earphones in, so I can still hear you.
I will give it a shot as best as I can.
Alright, wisdom check for me.
Do you have the guidance cantrip?
I will guidance myself. Thank you. Yes.
Alright, Victor just makes tea.
Tell me
Lot of
where I
tea.
can.
Certainly. Victor, you just make an intelligence check for me.
Well then.
I can. If I feel like I don't have enough water, I can actually do a charge on my ring to create water. Just
Perfect.
throwing that out.
Perfect.
22.
Because I know we got a lot of guests coming here, so just to make sure I have enough. You said a what check?
Intelligence.
It's gonna make a shit ton of tea. That shouldn't be with advantage, but yeah, it's a 16.
Not bad. So you're able to not only effectively, yes, gauge what would probably be the most suitable amount needed to serve a gathering of this size, but you're also able to utilize some of the pieces in the kitchen to even make what would be considered a makeshift large kettle almost that allows the water to be continuously effectively used as a teapot. You will now have the means to be able to serve the tea quite easily to your guests.
Is this drug
Varkesh.
tea?
It does take you less time because you begin with your initial guess of what you can make fast and hopefully to appease most of the people. You stick with a stew to start, allowing you to be able to put most of the vegetables into one thing and take some of the meat that you have to make it last and stretch as much as you can for what you currently are going to be hosting. The rest you finish off with what you have currently in the keep, enough to make a presentable arrangement of maybe perhaps a nice roast, maybe a pig of some sort that gets on the spit and just continues to cook while you work on the rest. And you have one of the kobolds that are still there to help you along the way to make it a little faster so you can hopefully get it in time. The guests do arrive at times, though, and they begin to talk and mingle, many of them gauging and wanting to know how you are doing, getting up to speed with some of the news. Vardoon, for the most part, seems to be the most dominant voice that you can hear in the halls, echoing quite loudly as he goes to each individual, getting you to tell stories and talking. But fortunately for you, his insight and interest in others is a little
Limited.
distracting for him. So he basically will go from one to the other, 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 all the time. So he seems to have this party browse that's going on.
What is the name of the representative for the slave community from the Oasis?
All right, for the slaves, you will have a human individual come up to you. A very fair, blonde individual goes by the name of Jeff.
Jeff? Is it Jeff with a G?
Jeff with a J.
Oh.
Exotic.
I will. Victor
My
will do
camera
his
dropped.
best to.
Well, flick it on when you
As long
can.
as his name's
just
not
then-
Jerry, we're good.
Once you can turn your camera on, Connor can then go
Jerry.
back in the right
Yeah,
spot.
yeah.
There we go.
Mm-hmm.
When people start coming in, Victor will just do his best to use T as a lead to, like, you could sit here or talk here or hang out here, or, that kind of thing.
Certainly, the tea is much easier to provide immediately, allowing everyone to have something to hold and to drink and to excuse
Right.
themselves from some conversations to get a refill.
Mm-hmm.
Always that essential social need.
Yep. Something
I will-
for your hands to do, that kind of thing. Yeah.
I will try to sneak in the kitchen with Barkesh and see if I can scrounge up some food that I can take to my dad and Anne Marie.
Oh, easy
I
enough.
feel
You can
like
grab
she would
a
not
few.
want to come to a dinner party.
Yeah, you're able to grab a few.
hors d'oeuvres, right.
You're able to grab a few loaves of bread that are a little dry, but dipping them into the soup should help. And you're able to take some of those slices along with one early pour that Barkesh has done to give to you.
Okay. Yep. I'm
Our
gonna.
kids are not ready.
No, it's fine. It's fine. I'm gonna scurry those up, and then come back down and mingle.
Sure.
And-
Yeah, he looks at you with a bit of like, help me get. Oh, okay, fine. After the dinner, help
Yeah.
me change places.
I know. I'm like dropping it off and be like, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. I'll as soon as we're done, I swear I will come get you. And yeah, I'm so sorry.
Yep, working
I owe you
mom,
big
off
time.
You go.
I owe you big time.
All right. As the guests assemble and the tables are set, Barkesh, you're able to begin serving with the kobolds basically doing the remaining of the tasks of waiting and providing anything that anyone needs. You sit down at the table, as you have with you the representatives surrounding this long wooden place. You can see now that for the most part you have Grok, Bahira, Jeff. You also have Bubbles, who's now seated at the table, quite happy and proud. They are sitting on top of what looks like a crude box in order to give them enough height so they can sit up properly at the current height of the table.
Boost the seat for the kobold.
I mean,
You also have, without necessarily realizing it, but also joining you, sitting in a bit of next to Rook, but also now seeming to take a new role, you see Angel.
Oh yay! Because
She-
I wanted to invite Angel.
As she is now decided, as she tells you, she is taking on the role to be a representative for the people that were from Trilak.
That's what I have written down. I said Angel Trilak. Could we also have gotten Maggie?
Make an intelligence check to see, because she presumed, because no one actually went and asked.
Well, because if I had seen Rook at any point during the day, which I assume I would have since we were both
did.
scrounging up guards, I would have asked him to try to help me find Maggie because she's invited.
I would have
If
been
he's-
working very close with her to set up the initial messaging system to begin with.
Could I do it with advantage then?
Okay, well, let's say you retconned Maggie, and so Maggie is
Yeah.
joining along.
Yeah, no, she's on my list. I'm sorry. I should have read the list to you. I
No
did
problem.
not.
All right, so Maggie's there as well. Angel will now just be a little bit more of a side voice rather than the head representative at this point.
Well, but I figured Maggie is like the in charge.
All right, there'll
should
be a mutual amount of input from them
Yeah.
both, as Maggie will be repeating more things than not.
Yeah, so I figured Angel could be like the official like spokesperson for the community, and then Maggie would be good for like relaying the wants of the Kinku specifically, like
That could
basically
translate for her for the
the
hand
mediator,
speech.
yeah, the translator, because they have different needs and they don't speak the same language, but they're still part of the same community. That's kind of what I
Certainly.
was.
But you do have everyone that you wanted to have here. So there's about is it 8 guests then?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I have 12.
Because we also have Degra and
Yeah,
yes,
Degra
12.
mentioned.
12 not
and Eldrin,
including
yeah, Dig and Eldrin, yeah.
12 not including
And
us.
is Bath Bear not here?
Yeah, I wrote Rex down too. We have Reginald, Angel, Maggie, Grok, Dagra, Maribel, Bahira, Eldrin, Bardoon, Jeff, Bubbles, Rex, and then us.
Okay, Rex. All right, for this invite, oof.
He would have been invited, but I don't know if he would necessarily come.
Rex will
He
come.
says Nutters in his place.
No, Rex is going to come. He's going to leave Nutters behind, but Rex will actually come in his human form.
Oh my god!
Who's that?
He looks very out of place for the most part. An individual who is very scraggly. You can see, well, not scraggly. So his beard and his hair are quite bushy, almost like a younger Santa Claus in a way. It's very, and you can see his hair is just kind of all over the place. Bits are still fraying left and right. He technically isn't wearing anything except for a very crude leather cover that goes around his waist and then just comes up in a single sash.
He's
Very Tarzan.
Enough.
I feel
Good
like
enough.
he would come up and I would just be like, excuse me, sir. Who
Oh, actually, technically, he looks a lot like Jumanji's Tom
Robin Williams.
Yeah, Robin Williams. Yeah,
Amazing.
Awesome.
Who let the hobo in?
yeah. He kind of.
Can I try to find
What year
an
is
extra
it?
set of clothes for him, or like a curtain that I can fashion into a toga or something?
Well, if you'll
No.
remember, he was very adverse to clothing. That's why the whole like harness situation exists.
Yep. Rook is technically wearing his default for when it was special events. But he will just kind of shrug it off and wave, and he'll just go like, no.
Well, it's really nice to talk to you. Like, actually talk to you. I mean, obviously you know who I am. You knew my mom, which is kind of cool. So if you're free later to talk, 'cause I haven't heard any stories from you. They've all been through Nutters.
I liked her. She was nice. I'm
Good
sorry
enough for me. You're sorry?
for her loss.
Oh, yeah. Were you there when do you know what happened exactly? Oh, okay.
No.
Well, I won't bug you about it. I know you're not very social, but thank you for being here, and we'll try to find you replacement clothes, because I never took your harness for occasions like this, if you'd be down for that. If not, it's fine too. You know what? Never mind. Just enjoy yourself. Have fun. It's fine.
All right, as Valinder heads off, he goes to grab some tea.
Okay.
Okay. But yes, with
Buckish just goes to the village. It's like, that was smooth.
Who decided to let me socialize? Whose idea was this? This is horrible. All I wanted was to make money, and now I'm starting a city.
Make money. When was that ever something you brought up?
that's
Well,
why she
like,
went
at
on
the very-
adventures to make money.
Yeah, that's why I left. All I wanted was to make money
I feel like
and
there
not
are
be.
safer
in my
ways.
Well, I didn't really want to stay in Olniel, so.
Yeah, that's fair. There's
Alright.
no better way than get around than adventuring.
With
And
every,
also, this could be an excellent avenue to make money if we establish ourselves well enough.
Oh,
With-
speaking of, do we have a name for this place?
I think
Well.
I've been naming things to these, so I will continue serving tea.
If you
like
take
Victorville.
certain portions of each of our names, it's just this sort of came to me in a weird. I didn't dream it, but it just like in a vision.
Or you had an idea?
Yes, sure, we'll go with that.
The
That's
words of God.
anyway. Yes.
you now understand why there
Um,
was such difficulty translating spells between Valinder and Smokey.
Ouch.
Womp womp. Anyway,
There.
if you take certain portions of our name and kind of mesh them together and like rearrange, we have some options, but my personal favorite is Vasmarova. It's kind of cool. It's
Has a nice ring to it. What part of all of that do we all have parts of?
well, the first VA is either Varkash or I.
Okay, okay. Mhm.
The MO is for
It could be SM.
yeah, sorry,
SMO,
the SM.
yeah.
The SM is for Smokey. Sorry, I forgot how to spell.
SMO.
There's a
the
lot.
SM
I have a lot going on right now.
the
the
SMO actually for Smokey.
Well, the SM is for Smokey. The OR is the end of Victor. And then the RO is for Rook, and then the last VA is for me because I was just assumed Varkash would want to be first.
You assumed correctly.
I know.
I feel as the only legitimately titled one here, my name should have more representation.
Really?
Well, you're the one who
No,
gives
not
it the
really.
fancy.
I'm fucking with you all. This is fantastic. I love it. Vasmarova is a good name.
Yeah, you're the one. You're because the double R. Your R makes the fancy rrr sound.
Yeah, I mean we could do Vasma Rukva, but I don't like that. I feel like Vasmarova is I think it turned out. It's got a nice ring to it.
I like it. It's a good option.
So I have the R in there. Like I have that one little R. That's me.
You have the OR.
Oh, okay. Okay. I thought the SMO was for Smokey.
No, the SM is Smokey. We
overlaps.
each get 2 letters.
Smokey's for sadomasochism?
Yeah.
We each have 2 letters.
Oh, okay. Maybe these people have a name too. I mean, this is kind of a thing.
Osmorovans?
As you begin to discuss this, you can hear a very loud clapping of going, "We should all eat now!"
Oh, good God.
I mean, he's not wrong.
You wait your fucking turn.
Yes, we should.
As you all
Just
settle
kicks the door
down,
open with the apron on. Just fucking wait, and then closes the door.
well, Varkash is in the hall. He's already
Channel
finished.
the spirit from another world, Gordon Ramsay.
But yes, you all begin to settle down at the tables. The first course is being delivered and allowing you all to enjoy it and eat as you begin to get a little more acquainted with one another and to begin to think about what to handle next, even discussing some casual topics of what to call the place. We will go on a break as we will return with you guys finally talking with them all to see how you will handle Great Falls Keep. So we shall be back shortly. Don't go anywhere. It'll be 5 minutes. See you soon.
Sweet. Sweet.
up going.
Hell
And
yeah.
we're back.
Old people, their secrets.
All right. So, as you all are sitting at the table, and you can see that quite a few people are just getting along to politely converse as well. Bardoon does try to take what appears to be almost the initiator as he looks at you all and just goes, "Wonderful feast so far. Love it. Now, why are we here?"
Go back to complimenting the food first.
Food out.
Well, we thought it would be a good idea to discuss together sort of the direction we wanted to take with this collection of communities that we've sort of gathered. I know, obviously, none of you are forced to stay here, but if you want to, you are more than welcome. And we thought it would be a good idea to have a voice from each community so that no one feels left out and everyone feels represented, so we can kind of paint a picture that would be good for everybody moving forward instead of having individual sects, kind of.
Quite considerate. So, what's the plan?
While this whole meal goes on, I'm just going to constantly be watching the Ganassi guy representative and the slave representative. Just gonna watch those two.
You mean Jeff and Bahira?
Yep.
Jeff is out of his element. You can see that he is trying to understand everything, and he's watching a lot of people to know what to do. So instead of scarfing down food, he just waits and sees what other people does, and he begins to do it. But you can see he has no initiative.
Oh, Jeff.
Oh. I'm just gonna watch. That's all. Continue. Doing great.
Bahir is just calm and looking at you all, waiting to see what will happen.
What we're looking to do is, if you can see outside, and the progress that we have made thus far, and the blueprints, we're planning to make a civilization here, a community of sorts. And given the fact that we've all pulled you from not so very nice places, we, considered the idea of a little sovereign nation, as it were.
Yes, I think the plan, at least from our point of view, is to provide a more permanent and comfortable home for everyone who sort of was forced out of theirs for various reasons. We're looking to not necessarily lose everyone's individual culture and practices and things of that nature, but we are looking to push forward together and try to make one solid community that can utilize the strengths of each individual group here and create something special and
so who's
safe
in
and
charge?
different. Well, we, myself, Victor, Smokey, Varkesh, and Rook would sort of act as the founders of the city overall and would make some of the, I guess, bigger and grander decisions. But that's also why we invited all of you here, because we would like all of you to have a small leadership role where you would voice the concerns of your community and help us address problems as they start to arise and try to make this as easy of a transition as possible. And maybe if some of you are willing to take on more responsibilities as time goes on and different needs arise.
All good proposals. Perhaps you might enlighten us. What titles will you be gifted?
Well, the lords, obviously.
Lords.
Yes.
And your responsibilities as lords of your kingdom?
We would be in charge of handling the safety of all citizens in the community as a whole as best we could in times of crisis. We do need to pursue other goals outside of this city, however, but we will try to be as available as possible, as especially as we know during these beginning months we might be needed. So we're here to guide and offer direction to hopefully unify everyone's voices into one common goal. So we're here to listen and to guide and to respond as best we can to everyone's individual needs so that this becomes not only a safe community, but a new home for a lot of people that need it.
And to set up a provisional government.
Yes.
Perhaps you should make a charter of sorts, something to lay out the ground rules.
Yes, that is something that I was going to work on later this evening. I wanted to, before I actually wrote everything down, I would like to hear everyone's opinions, what you think that your strengths are, what areas you think you would be able to excel in, what areas you think you would be able to lead in adequately, and then maybe some areas where you think that you might need a little bit more help, and then we'll just sort of figure out everyone's roles and anything that you feel needs to be brought up to make sure that you feel like you're part of this new community. Definitely mention that, and I'll try to write everything up tonight, and then hopefully, maybe not tomorrow, but within the next couple of days, I would like to have a complete public gathering where we can announce the goals and direction of the city. And we can also publicly announce everyone's position and titles and responsibilities. That way there is as little confusion as possible.
Well, I don't know about all of yous, but I'm a bit more focused on the crafting. And I suppose any of the guilds that will be formed around the trades, I'll be more focused on that. Particularly my own workshop, I have very little care for most of the hoity-toityness of this kind of dealings, but considering there's no other better than I currently, at least, no offense to your companion, of course, Varkesh, I'm sure you are still also quite a very capable craftsman.
Just out of camera shot, a spoon gets yeet out of forehead.
I kind of go, make a dexterity check real quick for me, just see if it goes over her head.
You? It is a dwarf, so.
No.
Too hard to do. Dex. 6.
Yeah, it just goes over her head at this point.
The intention was there.
Aye, fair enough. Did not mean to offend you. No, I'll help if you need me there, but I can't say I'm much interested in anything political-wise.
That's the lovely part about this position. You wouldn't need to be too horribly concerned about politics, just what you and yours need in order to function as well as possible.
Fine.
Tell us what you need. We can work on ourselves among the party as well as the rest of the fine folks around you who have been brought up into positions of recognition would be able to hopefully assist in providing you what you need.
That seems fine. I'd be happy to at least report to you all when I eventually meet with the rest of the heads of the guilds that'll form here. Be it with the carpenters or the tanners and the like, glassblowers and you name it. You got quite a few craftsmen who came along with you from Alniel, Varkesh. It seems they're quite happy to begin working as much as they can, but they could
As she says that, I'm halfway trying to get my spoon back. I mean, yeah, they followed me. They apparently liked a lot of stuff that I do. Apparently, it was really good quality. Thank you.
I cannot fathom how he draws so many people to him, but he does.
My charisma is a bit small.
Eldarin seems to peer in for a moment. Tell me, though, what would you exactly decide for what the essentials are? There are, perhaps, things you need for the basics of agriculture, security, legislations, I suppose, but what exactly do you have in mind for us if you had any preconceived positions?
Well, we were thinking that these would be jobs issued by us, almost like departmental. Not necessarily running anything specific, just be more or less responsible and injecting your knowledge and skills within that certain field that you choose.
I think he's asking what sort of positions we had in mind for.
So perhaps you're meaning more of secretaries of certain sections?
Along the lines.
Well,
People with expertise necessary to keep this place running.
What did you have in mind and need for us?
Reginald, we hoped that he would sort of take on the responsibility of city planner, trying to find where new buildings may arise, where the best lands are for potential agricultural development, things of that nature. He already laid out a beautiful plan for the city as we need it currently. I was hoping that Eldarin, we could really use your advice and expertise in the arts of the arcane to help provide security to the keep, as I know at this particular moment there are many of us in terms of the founders that are trying to evade certain dangers, and we definitely don't want to bring those dangers to this city, especially at the start. As Bardoon, I think we were hoping that you would help take on laws of the land, as this is your territory, technically speaking. So obviously we would respect your wishes in terms of laws as best we possibly could.
As long as you show me the charter, I'll be happy to look it over and give you my insight on it.
Well, I think we were probably going to give you a much more elevated position. Instead of the direct day-to-day running of law and order in the city, you could be the one that everyone goes to when certain situations become untenable. Like the judge of Crown Court compared to normal court. So that you're not run down and busy and getting in everyone's fucking way.
Only come down when you need me for the big things.
Yes,
exactly.
Which is hopefully
Yes.
never.
I hope so
We
too.
don't-
I anticipate a very good society here. No ruffians or thieves or cutthroats or murderers.
Oops.
Gullible reptile.
I was hoping, I don't know if you have much experience with this or desire to, but I was hoping that Angel could kind of help with the day-to-day law governing processes.
What do you mean day to
City
day?
judge.
Yeah, sort of like a judge position. If the higher ups of the land are required to get involved, then maybe defer to your, I don't know, you just seem like maybe you.
She looks at Rook with the kind of, are they serious?
Look over to her and I'm like, it wasn't
Or not.
discussed
That's
with me
why we're
ahead of
having
time?
this dinner.
She quietly mutters some random words that none of you can catch at all what she's saying, but to you, Rook, it is thieves' cant. And she says to you, don't they know that I'm quite literally breaking laws all the time?
I'll respond in kind. Well, I thought I was fairly explicit about that when it's come up in the past, but also that means you'd be good at spotting them, I suppose.
So now I have to obey the laws? What if I don't like the laws? Can I change them?
That would be the sort of position. I mean, you're in a governmental position should you take this up, so...
She goes back to normal. Sure, I'll give it a try, yeah.
I mean,
Me,
we
Angel
can-
the Judge.
I mean, I don't think you would necessarily be the only one in this position. If there are maybe someone to share their responsibilities with, I don't know. I mean, I've never planned a city government before.
You hear a tiny chirp of
that's-
Valindra going, share.
Oh, Maggie?
Yeah, I'll look over at Maggie and prompt her to use the hand speech to verbalize.
She'll, because Rook can at least understand it.
Yes.
I think Angel can actually probably understand it too. You might have taught her that. But yeah, her hand speak to Rook will translate to she would be happy to help offer her assistance for Angel to get acquainted with it.
Okay. Yeah, I'll just translate that word for word for her.
Okay. Yeah, so Maggie could help Smokey. It looks like you have
I mean,
input.
Yeah, as far as like people who mediate, others of you who we know have really good experience with that would be Mr. Damon Grock, as well as who is the leader from Beartop? I forget that one.
Maribel.
Maribel.
Oh, Mirabel.
An older
And-
woman who's just kind of watching this all, just looking at you, just enjoying
And,
seeing this.
Miss Maribel.
Mm.
And yeah, other than that, the few of you who are left, it's Mogi's really trying. He can't decide if he wants to look at his sister or not. So shoot, who is left? I know Bahira is left.
Bahira is
Smoky.
left.
Jeff's left.
Jeff.
Bubbles.
I was
Rex.
just about to pick up Bubbles.
Bubbles and Rex. Smoky will turn. For you, Rex, I mean, I know you're still concerned about being found out, and for now, the actual fort is still protected from scrying. But we will be able, even if the five of us are gone, there are people here who are familiar enough with arcane matters to give you enough warning.
And that is
Because
something you'll need to speak on, little brother. The sanctum you currently have is about to fail within the next few days. We have currently found no solutions. Eldarin and I have been discussing it extensively throughout the time, but no. Eventually this will come down.
Well, so in our experience with traveling, the five of us have been what's a good word for it? Enthusiastically scryed upon whenever we are not protected from such means. So we have been very careful to stay here where it is magically protected, but as my sister has just stated, that protection is fading. And though we have had several weeks to try to research alternative means of maintaining this protection, as you've heard, there have been none forthcoming. But I believe that the scrying is focused mainly on the five of us. Meaning that if we were to limit our time here, or at least protect ourselves while we're here, that should not significantly jeopardize the safety of those who live here.
Because you recently slain the Thunder Tyrant, correct?
That was one of several possible problem sources.
There are at least two that I am aware of that are currently powerful enough to...
Considering that you have
scry
slain the Thunder Tyrant, I believe that means our family, for the most part, should not be a target for anything at this point.
That
Our
saves you.
The one who I'm most concerned about, other than us, is actually Rex.
Yes.
Well,
He has been targeted by both Draken and I think also Urtag.
Oh, you mean Tharzun.
What?
Whatever his name
That's
is.
his real name.
Oh,
Okay.
What's
Wait.
his real name?
Tharzun?
That's
Tharzun.
really close to a very bad god in this D&D world.
Is it?
Oh,
Yeah,
is he?
It's one letter off.
It's his brother. And
That
just-
is
Oh
dude.
my god, no wonder he sucks so hard.
As a temporary stopgap measure, Smokey, I know you have a spell that manages to provide a similar sort of protection. Would you be able to teach it to Eldarine and perhaps Bahira? And would you each be willing to cast it?
we already know it, actually. Yes, but the problem, of course, is that this is a very intense casting. For the entire keep to be covered, it would require quite the amount of energy to do this. And for any experimentation that I believe Eldarin is trying to do would be best suited if he could keep his reserves for something like that. I would be happy to do this, but do know this is me providing service for your keep, and I hope you will take note of that.
How's that Book of Dragon magic going?
Slowly. Still, Arad would be quite pleased that he should be able to leave the keep since no one is looking for him.
Yeah, and I imagine that you and Nana will be able to keep an eye on him to make sure.
What are you going to do to provide for us and for the Ganassi? And for, I suppose, the rest of those who have come here? You've basically created a rudimentary sort of settlement, but this is not civilization.
No, I mean, our first goal is to make sure that we are stable enough so that no one goes hungry or goes without the essentials. And so that's going to be the first thing. And once we've stabilized, then as Degra has said, we have a very generous amount of craftsmen and people who have talents. And so we have a teleportation circle through which we can put those things back into the open market to start generating income back into the keep again.
You are currently in position to be one of the quote-unquote founding members of a new city that could very well blow up into something much more than it currently is. Right now we are a ramshackle bunch of refugees, but we have opportunity and contacts with which we could build a flourishing society, one open and welcoming to people of all walks of life.
Well, that is all good and fine in your hypothetical dream. But you currently have no trade out. You have no means to be able to communicate with the rest, and whatever the rest is, do you even know what the nearest town to this place is?
Ravenwood to the south.
Yeah, it's Ravenwood. What was the name of the town?
Someone told me that earlier today. I remember in the conversation.
Well, I hope some of you know. I am from the desert. I know nothing.
Not gonna argue with that.
Well,
Oof.
this all does bring up good points.
I'll tell you, it starts with a W.
We are trying to do
One
something
word.
perhaps never done before. Bring people from many different walks of life to start something new. Perhaps we
Woodhall.
maybe should have started this conversation with
Sure.
the notation of
Weather
once
there.
we lay down the groundwork of, is there anyone who doesn't want to be here? Because quite honestly, we're looking for everyone who wants to contribute, and if that's not part of what each of you represent, that's okay, that's fine. It's just that resources are kind of finite at this point. Anyone who doesn't want to be here is free to go. So is there anyone that you feel you represent your groups don't want to be here? Because this would be a great time to speak. This is kind of reason for meeting too.
Most are shaking their heads. None really think about that. However, Grok does lean in and go, "What about the war?
Big pardon.
You
Yeah.
called
War.
us here for an agreement to the war.
Hmm.
We were to help
That's a point.
serve.
So the war, we should probably check in with the dragons, shouldn't we?
I mean, we could. I mean, as Damon Grok said, there is war going on several different fronts.
This is
major
the first time hearing
players-
of it. What war?
Well, you were held captive by one of the major players, a large ancient blue dragon.
Yeah, that thing was going off to the desert. Who gives a shit what he does?
Well, he's conquered not conquered, he's looted several cities along the way to
Doesn't
gather
surprise me.
resources.
Well, he's left him
His
alone
initial-
now. He won't go back.
Well, there's also Draken the Black.
All right, now that name was mentioned, and that's a scary name to hear. What exactly is going on with that?
I don't know if you've heard about Trilak. And
Aye, what
the-
rumors have spread around from your friends from there? As she gestures to Angel and Maggie.
So that was his doing, apparently. And it is very concerning, not only to us, but even to the dragons of the continent, that this is something that needs to be dealt with before it gets to the point of where it was years and years ago with armies of undead, etc.
I know the tales well. I was alive when that happened.
She be old.
I'd never guess.
That is beyond the point. Us five have been in the process of collecting items of power to allow us to hopefully destroy Draken more permanently this time around, rather than simply banishing him elsewhere. It's why we will likely be taken away. It's why we have become such focuses for scrutiny from people with power enough to scry on us regularly. So, I suppose you could say that we are participating in the war as a privateering group, but one of the most important among them.
Well, considering you're going to have apparently a need for this, I suppose I shall have all the dwarves I've got to try and make necessary arms and armor for this upcoming conflict. I'll need some measurements for those of the people from the wherever you're from, whatever you are.
That would be appreciated.
That's actually not bad. That's not a bad idea. We didn't really do, as I look around the table, we didn't really do like introductions or anything. Probably would be a good place to start.
They've mingled and they've introduced each
tea
other.
time.
She just doesn't remember his name or what he was.
Fair enough.
And to that end, Grok, seems my companions brought you here with the intent of using you in defensive measures. Do you think you could perhaps take some of your people and begin training up a local militia?
I think that was an affirmative.
I think that would be a good use.
You do know
perhaps you could work with the Fire Ganassi that care to stay around.
You do know at least that they had quite a bit of experience for fending for themselves in a very hostile environment. They are probably the most Klingon-esque out of all the cultures here.
Nice. I like them.
You'll please understand the reason we also called you here is because, as Valindra mentioned earlier, this is started with us as the founders of this place. However, our group is trying to do some top level stuff in terms of trying to, for lack of a better term, save the world, I guess. We want this to be a safe haven for all. However, we need to trust in all of you to run this when we're not here to do these things. You have to understand that as of right now, we're trying to make the world a safe place so this can be a safe haven. But until that happens, it's actually probably not all that safe for us to be here in first place. So we need people we can trust and are responsible and are up to the task to do things that need to be done when we're not here to do it.
Bahira does lean back at you. I would be happy to offer my services along with my kins. My father, Skolder, was one who was in charge of the militias in order to be defensive if ever the springs were attacked, as well as Smokey's aunt, as he so calls her, Barbie. She was also in charge of most of the guards, and quite a few of what appears to be the ones who returned from the Silver Spring Oasis were of this kind. We would be happy to continue the service of being guards and the law here. Enforcement.
Well, I think that would work out well. Grok, do you think you and Bahira could work together? Perhaps Grok could work more on the gathering abled bodies and training them sort, and then Bahira, you and Barbie, if she wishes, can work together to sort of form an actual structure for the garrison.
Your natural insights, you would easily see, since you're watching, Victor as well, you're watching, Jeff looks immediately nervous when Bahira offers for the Ganassi to be the enforcement.
I was about to speak up on that. A possible point of contention, will you and yours, looking to Bahira, be willing to enforce laws greatly differing from that from the Oasis? One major point, as should be evidenced by Jeff's presence here, is that slavery will no longer be accessible or acceptable in any way, shape, or form.
Certainly. I am assuming that perhaps at least hiring people for servants is still legal.
Certainly, hiring is fine, just no forced labor.
No indentured servitude.
Yes. Hiring with proper pay and proper treatment.
Dental. Don't forget dental.
Well, as
Always
long as
important.
you lay out these laws clearly, I'm sure there will be no trouble.
Excellent.
And
Sort of just speaking to that, this garrison that we are forming is not limited. I'm sorry, militia. I think militia is more of a proper term. This militia that we are forming is not limited only to the members of the Assia community and of the Ganassi. Anyone who is able to is more than willing to volunteer to help us at this time. And once we kind of get things going, we will be able to provide compensation. That's the hope.
Good.
So earlier on, you did mention that this place is a hypothetical. Given our current location and the resources that we have, provided everything can come together, this place could be put together rather quickly. If everyone was to cooperate and work together.
We would be happy to provide anything you need. However, it seems like you'll be leaving us shortly, so I suppose it will be down to the rest of us.
well, leaving in physical presence, yes, and I have Beaker fly in and land on my shoulder.
He's got a monocle. Okay. I will be observing all.
This little guy here is able to keep in constant contact with me at any time, day or night. Hopefully not for a minute by minute update, but like easily a once a day debriefing by anyone who feels the need.
I feel like if this was a modern thing, she would probably say something like, a big brother to my little brother.
I like it.
Little brother's a little tiny brother, but yeah. But yeah,
Well,
so
you're
you guys,
the little brother.
I know.
This is a Big Brother system. Reference to
Yeah.
But you guys don't need to worry about as far as resources trying to get in contact with us, because for the foreseeable future, we will be able to keep in contact via Beaker. That's his name. We just have to start talking to him, and he can contact me and just he'll have to write things out. He's not the fastest, but it gets the job done.
Eldarin will kind of smile to try to make sure no tension rises too much. I think these are splendid ideas. Perhaps everyone at least now agrees to some extent that this certainly is a path we're willing to take, and when you spell it out more with your clear guidelines, we should be able to more accurately follow these laws. But perhaps for the moment at least we can take this, think about it. Everyone should be able to retire for the moment. I did want to at least mention to you, Smokey, we can temporarily at least put up the sanctum in the meantime, but do know that any time someone could easily bring it down. The permanence of the other one was quite effective. This is a little more temporary at this point.
Yep.
I would like to just ask in general before you all leave. I know we have sort of expressed our expectations of you all. Is there anything that you expect of us at this time? Obviously, you can take some time to think about it. This is not the only opportunity we'll have to discuss this, but if anyone has anything that comes up immediately, like I said, I will be working on hopefully writing out the laws tonight, and I will make myself available all day tomorrow if anyone wishes to meet and discuss things further. Well, like I said, unless we have to go. Do we have to go somewhere? Just kidding. We're leaving. Yeah, I'll work on those tonight. But is there any expectations?
Bubbles, you got anything to say?
We will be the best.
I mean,
what more needs to be said there?
Right?
What about you, Jeff?
Yeah.
I sense a traitor in our midst.
Jeff, you can
we're,
speak freely here. You are allowed to speak. That's not like you have to raise your hand or anything.
You were selected as a spokesperson for your people. They hold you in esteem. We should like to do the same, but we can't do that if we don't know you.
Yes,
so please, speak up.
He glances over for a moment around the table. Rook, you notice he glances at Hira mostly, and she looks at him a little bit more coldly, and he doesn't seem to want to speak up with her looking. I'm fine. It's okay.
Well, In that case, maybe now's a good time to take a break and for the evening at least. And
one last
we will.
question before we retire. Who will be in charge, at least as a temporary lord, I suppose was the title you gave, to fill the positions while you're gone until this can be established?
There are no lords. We are the lords.
Who would be a temporary fill-in for if there's any need for final decisions or points where something needs to be said or done?
Nana?
Well, I just looked to the group and said, this is what we were talking about, bringing everyone together and probably talking about an elected system.
That's fine for eventually, but they need to have someone who can be the final word in decisions. If
That
The chain of command
tomorrow.
for a moment.
That is one of the things we will discuss tonight.
What about Eldarin? I mean, we've been leaving him pretty much in charge up until this point.
He really wants to do other stuff.
He has other matters that demand his attention, and I don't think it would be fair of us to ask him to divert his attention for that.
I
Unless
don't
he would be
mind if
comfortable
you
with
wish
it.
me to take on this role.
How about Valindra's father?
I know
He's
nothing
never-
about
You
the
know
man.
nothing
I'd rather
about
not.
him.
Yeah, no, I don't think he'd be
My
good in a
suggestion,
leadership
if you
position.
don't mind me chiming in, since your friend here, at least, is able to communicate with us continuously with your creature, I could convey all concerns and decisions that you eventually come to as the solution for any drama that might occur here. However, I would just require your complete, at least, acknowledgement to those at the table that what I will be saying will be from your decisions, not mine. You trust me to at least convey your decision, your will.
Yeah, I mean, you've done good so far in the past, so.
There you go.
I do trust that of you.
If
Yes.
any situation arises, I will be sure to report it to. You called him what? What was his name?
Beaker.
Beaker.
You know, like the.
Like the what?
Well, like his
Like on,
beak.
on the bird, like a beaker on
Oh,
beak
that
of a
too.
bird. Yep.
Yes, your common nicknames are quite unique.
I didn't name the thing. It's just a beak.
Guys, we just put an elf in a position of authority because I hate that.
No, but he's
I
a
know.
nice elf.
It's a temporary position until we find something else.
And I'll be sure to keep everyone in line if anyone does anything funny.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm talking
Yeah,
about. There we
that-
go.
that
There we
too,
go.
Bardoom.
Thank you,
Thank
Bardoom.
you.
The
Speaking of, there it
spoon
is.
at Bardoom.
Do you mind if I stay here?
Where?
Great.
Here!
Are
Didn't
you
you have
in
somewhere
your
to live?
in your
Like-
human form,
Yes,
or
but I can keep a good eye on everything if I'm here. Good eye, good eye.
We don't want to sort of, detain you from your normal.
No,
life
nonsense,
unless-
nonsense. You have very important things to do. I don't mind.
Well, as much as I hate to admit it, having a giant silver dragon that could just spontaneously, out of nowhere, if some shit goes down, that would
Just
be pretty
saying.
useful.
I see no reason not to on our side, but any concerns as to returning to your statuary?
I should be fine if you come back within a few days.
Okay. Ideally that would be the case, but just in case we are kept away longer, don't feel like you have to.
Oh, I'll
because you're
retire, of
welcome to
course,
stay
but
with
I
the
will
order.
come by every day to see how things are going.
Done and done.
That sounds.
I
yep,
agree to
thank-
this.
Thank
Wait,
you, Bardoom.
where you gonna sleep?
The courtyard will do fine.
See? Simple. Easy.
Well, I guess.
Well, this is where we say thanks everyone for coming. Great times for all. Right? I look around the group.
Yeah.
It's a mixture of
we play
expressions,
the-
but at least there's nods.
Was this where we play the outro music? Everyone, this is great.
I would like to, as everyone's leaving, I'd like to try to catch Jeff alone.
And I'm gonna try to catch Maggie and Angel.
Okay.
And I'm gonna try to catch some.
a Squirtle?
A squirrel.
Barkesh is gonna try to catch a devil duck.
I'm
Constantly
gonna try to
eludes me.
catch the old Wrigley Grizzly.
All right. So
Bear.
for Jeff, you're able to at least get him to come to the side after he's separated from everyone else.
Hey, just wanted to say, thank you for stepping up into this position. I know this is really out of your element. Trust me, I'm sort of out of my element too. I thought, maybe I know I at least would be more comfortable expressing my concerns kind of one-on-one instead of in front of people that I didn't know how they viewed me. Is there anything that you want to,
Make a persuasion
express
check.
any specific concerns?
Shibboleth! Wow.
All right.
Voice of the people.
He will look at you and nod for a moment and goes, it's a little intimidating. I'm just concerned because once the Ganassi get power, they really don't let it go. I don't know how you're going to try and do everything, but if you can make sure that at least we have a good voice and can actually make a difference. I remember I came from Bylock, and I remember being run by a steward, and he was a little bit more final in his laws. It wasn't really like we had much say in the matter, and it led to a lot of problems, and that's how I got where I was. But can you promise me that? I can at least tell everyone that. You can promise me that.
I can promise that if you express your voice, we will listen and we will do everything we can to make sure that, you are well taken care of and that you are safe. I know, at least on my part, and a lot of us being sort of mixed breeds, we've experienced judgments from other people who think themselves higher, and that's one of the things that I really want to stop in this place. So your safety and comfort in our society is a main concern, but I do want to let you know the other people in your position from the Oasis elected you to be their voice, and it's going to take some time to get used to, but you should start expressing your voice and saying things in front of the others. I'm always going to, if you need to talk to somebody one-on-one, that will be an option as often as I can make it. But as we kind of mentioned earlier, the 5 of us have other things that are going to be taking us away from the keep. So other people that are here need to hear your voice too. They need to know that you want to be a part of the community, and the part of the community that you are from and that you have known has trusted you to speak up on their behalf.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah, absolutely. Okay,
Rook?
if there's anything else, don't hesitate to ask.
He'll kind of nod and walk with you, eventually leaving the keep a little bit more certain. Rook, you definitely pin Angel and Maggie before they leave.
I wanted to speak with the two of you regarding Trilock, actually. In the interest of full disclosure.
Did you tell Angel you went to hell yet?
Nope, she's about to learn.
Cool. Carry on.
So, recently some of our adventures have taken me to some very interesting places. Specifically to the Hells.
The Hells?
Yes, the
What the
Hells.
There.
How to explain this? So, are you familiar with the concept of different planes?
What? What are you talking about?
Okay, So, the place where devils come from. Does that... Can we work with that idea?
Nope.
What?
So very far away, in a place where the devils come from,
Just got to do another one real quick on this one. Okay, we just
Oh my God.
Maggie and Angel, see if either one can maybe pick
They
up
are
on it.
struggling.
I found Trilock.
Where is it? Wait, what do you
The
mean?
whole city. It's in one of these other planes. Look,
Okay, it's something else.
Okay. There is an entire separate place of existence, one you can't just walk to, one that has to be magically transported to. Trilok wasn't destroyed by that magic that we saw, the massive orb that seemed to just melt away all that was where Trilok stood. The whole city and all of its inhabitants were instead teleported to a new location, one that I had the intense displeasure of being taken to as well.
Coming from behind you, you hear a birdie boy. Ah, that
dear
was a
God.
wonderful meal. That is just a glorious amount of time. Angel's looking at
Hello,
you. with a little
Badoom.
surprise. Can I talk to you for a moment in private?
Yes?
Come with me, as he pulls you along real quickly away from them.
Okay.
Oh my God.
I'll go with him.
All right. Eventually, he will take you to a quieter part of the keep where no one is there, as he looks at you with a bit of a angered expression.
What?
You just broke a promise.
I broke a promise?
You were not supposed to speak of the plains. Do you not recall this is a secret? The dragons guard this secret, and you were privileged to know it, but you were to not share it.
Of the astral plane? This is a completely different
All
concept,
the
different
planes.
place. No.
Yes. Every plane.
That would have been good to have expounded upon. Either way, evidently neither of them comprehended it.
I shall be speaking to the brass dragon shortly. We shall fix this as quick as we can.
For the Inquisition.
All these
I do
fucking dragons. I
apologize
hate
for
them.
my ignorance as to the understanding. What would I need to do?
Nothing. You don't need to do a thing. Just don't speak of it again.
Okay.
Good. Now then, say your good nights.
I hate. Can we just kill all the
Night, Badoom.
dragons?
That's
Whenever we
been
get
a
to
concept
level
I have
20.
been very much so in favor for.
Alright, so he'll let you return to Angel and Maggie if you wish to say your good nights.
Anyway, I'll return over to them. Apologies, business took me elsewhere.
That's
Um,
okay. So Trilok's in the Hells, you said?
I wouldn't worry about it. Suffice it to say, I am working on a way to get it back, just as I promised you, Angel. I'm going to work at this until I can make it so. My business is going to be dangerous. It may take me away for long periods of time. But I'm going to get our home back. For now, though, I think it's best we all head to bed.
Okay. Good night, Maggie. She signs good night as she then walks next to you, Rook.
Night, Maggie. And, head towards bed then.
Yep, she follows you.
Mhm.
Okay.
Wait, Maggie or Angel?
Angel.
Angel.
Okay, God, I was just double checking.
Like,
I was like, wait,
oh.
no, Maggie, you're not invited.
Read the room, Mags.
No. Mags knows well enough. Yeah. But yes, if anyone wishes to discuss anything, you can all retire. If you wish to convey any kind of plan, if you want to say meet up in someone's room, you could.
Yeah, what the fuck are we gonna do?
I want to
Talk
actually.
to Dagra.
I do want to talk to Degra before she.
Alright, yeah, Dagra will stop with you.
Hi. I just wanted to ask you something. So, I think you've been informed that we're going after very powerful dragons for our quest for Draken.
You've already done it.
Almost done. Just the Reds left, which if I recall correctly, you guys have some history with, given where your clan is from.
My history with them is not. I'll take you as a friend, Smokey, but could you not lump all dwarves together as a stereotype?
Yeah.
So, there is a clan that was lost long ago up in the north. They would be the ones who we know at least were under the thumb of the Red Dragon's influence. That was in an area up in the Blister Rock Mountains. that's where you'll find perhaps one there at least. But yeah, I wouldn't be able to give you anything really. And those that are up there either have been swayed, changed, or are enslaved. I don't know. Word has not come from an area in. I want to say perhaps a couple 100 years.
Okay. And this is something also could possibly be considered racist, but not against dwarves, against dragons. So I was wondering, so dragon hordes, do they tend to like the jewels that kind of exemplify their scales? And I'm looking for rubies.
So,
Oh,
now, again, I know you're not trying to be offensive, but you kinda are. Look, Smokey. Dragons have particular tastes. Now, if you were to go to Quindery likes finer artistic displays. Maybe with a bit of jade or something like it, some more long-lasting kind of creation. If I were to go down to perhaps the brass, they prefer maybe some more displays
Poetry?
for comfort and luxury, for tapestries to fine furnitures, you know, those kind of things that they could display and have people feel like they could live in a manor home. That sort of thing. But if you go down to the bronze, I mean, you could probably get something from like pearls in the sea, and they'd love that. And you could get maybe some citrines and some gold, but they each have different tastes, Smokey. You can't just base it on the scales.
Okay. I was just wondering if that was something to maybe look for, because, you know, sometimes, well, we haven't had a whole lot of luck with hordes of dragons, to be entirely honest. Kind of been letdowns.
Why are you going for hordes, anyways?
I mean, we have now an entire city to support, so an extra income would certainly be welcome.
Well, sure, I suppose, if you're going to donate it, but are you looking for hordes? I thought you had a bigger purpose right now.
We do. I was just wondering, like, I don't know, if like we go into the Red Dragons, right? The Blister Rock Mountains, and we go and we look for the horde and we find some stuff and we're like, oh good. But if I knew to look for rubies, it's a spell component I'm looking for. And so if I'm like, oh wait, they love red things, so we need to look harder. And so I would just look harder and hopefully they find their secret stash of lots and lots of rubies.
I don't know how to help you with that. I'm not a dragon, nor am I a red one. Maybe you should ask for some help from some other power.
Okay. All right. Well,
good luck
thanks
with that.
thanks for coming.
You're right. Sleep well then. And she'll leave you.
All right.
Bloody cat's racist. Oh my God.
So I think that went actually kind of well, everyone, as I'm cleaning up tea cups and plates and shit.
Checking to see who's eaten all of the stew and the roast that I painstakingly made.
Oh, it was good, Varkesh. I thought it was pretty good. You used all the things from the natural landscape that we talked about. That was good. Gives everyone like a kind of a feel of home, or what's soon to be home. Valindra, I thought you did very well, kind of taking the lead on the conversations. You know, getting everyone into it.
Figured if I'm going to stay awake all night, I may as well practice giving speeches that may never happen, and sometimes they come in use. So.
No, I think we all did a good job as a team. You know, making sure everyone, had the voice heard. You know, I did have a thought, not necessarily to bring up around everyone else, but a thought, and I'm not all that good with all the arcane things, but maybe just kind of voicing it out for pondering, I guess. Rolling? Sure, one of those words. Anyway, so take me back when we had the thing covering our keep in terms of very strong defense of seeing in and seeing out, right?
Right.
That was a power source below keep. Yes?
Apparently, yeah.
Yes.
The
Okay.
plant would draw on the power of the ley lines, from what I could figure out.
Okay, so plant was drawing power from ley lines. Okay, and then this plant makes the boom boom, or
No, somehow they were able to hook the plant up to siphon some of its power that could power the bubble that protected the keep.
okay. So this power source, the reason that we're losing our juice is because we cut the power.
Pretty much.
Okay. So if we were to say try to start this up again, we would either need to connect to Leyline ourselves or have power that is resurging all the time, right? That's the thought, I guess. Yes or no?
I mean, I guess, yeah.
All right. It's just a thought I had while I was eating the soup. Maybe it's like brain soup or something, or not. I don't know. But just a thought that occurred to me. I know we're collecting these rods, very powerful, energy storing devices, literally holding the essence of dragons inside of them. I don't know. Do you think maybe there's some way we could use a rod to power up?
I don't think Smokey's brother would be strong enough. But jokes aside, that is an interesting thought. If we use it as a sort of power source.
It's spent.
I guess my
I
reason,
hadn't considered the possibility.
my thought of it, because you said it had to tie into the ley line, so it was ever resurging energy to keep the shield up. I guess the rod really wouldn't do that. I guess we don't really need something for temporarily fixed. We need something to, I guess, plug back in, if you will, to ley lines, or what's the thought process here? But I just thought dragon is so powerful. We could always get another dragon or something, or make another rod.
If the plant was pulling power from the ley lines, and these rods actually do extract power directly from the dragons, perhaps we could repurpose one for the purpose of powering our keep.
Just
or at least buy us more time, maybe something, because your sister said perhaps this is down in a couple days. Maybe dragon rod, unfortunately we'll lose the essence. We'll have to go find another dragon, but I mean, if it buys us more time, maybe good ideas.
What if we murder Varkesh's father and use him as a rod to power our keep? Go great.
Right. Very powerful dragon, right? Bigger the dragon, more power, right?
Wait, what?
What?
That was a joke.
Well, here's the thing that I have been thinking about that strange plant for a little while now. What if it was the actual plant itself that was doing something rather special and unique? Because I've never seen a plant like that before.
Well, then what would be the purpose of that artifact that we had to install in order to make the effect take place in the first place?
What happens if the plant was actually the power source?
I think we did an Arcana check to see that it was a nature of the plant and able to absorb magic like it would when it captured casters, and it was able to absorb the magic directly from them.
So it could be the plant is a primary part of that system, and without another plant exactly like it, the system won't work.
You need your double A's.
In its current form, yes.
Okay, so again, going back to the dragon rods, I mean, is that the thing, Smokey? I mean, that you think could work just to buy us more time? I mean, what if it's super powerful and it lasts for like 2 years or something? I mean, just one rod, or if it only lasts 5 minutes, I don't know.
I mean, Varkesh, can you hand me the blue dragon rod? Since apparently, to be delicate, I've been told that I have been rather indelicate tonight. There are 2 blue dragons who are not on our friends list at the moment.
Smokey, I didn't. Oh, you meant that rod. Fair enough. Reach into my bag and give him the Thunder Tyrant rod.
All right, can I do like some sort of Arcana check to see if like I can get some idea of if we can jump this thing into the bubble?
Go ahead and make an Arcana check. And by the way, as Smokey is holding it, his entire fur just... It's like touching one of those electric globes. He's just...
There is another thing, though. I don't think I can tolerate taking any more hits from a rod like that.
Alright. Smokey, you would know that just from the basic study that they have done so far, it does seem that the system itself was made in a way to line up with a certain source, and probably would need an exact duplicate of that source to reinitialize.
So what was the source? I mean, how do you tap into a ley line?
So it was
It's sort of like photosynthesis, only ley lines instead of sunlight.
Yeah, imagine it like this. The plant was a rechargeable battery that would never run out. Your rod is kind of like it's going to be a disposable battery. Once it's done, and another one would have to be used to replace it. But you would also need to create the necessary device to empower it.
Okay, so table talk, that's kind of what I was hoping for the answer to be, but out of that 16, do you know how long our AA battery would last for?
Well, it wouldn't match up.
It wouldn't. Yeah, it's like plugging 2 different volts. It won't work.
God damn it, dude. All right.
I mean, Bahira said she would do the sanctum.
The thing that she can do is a temporary one. It's just that can always be dispelled at any time. This one was a permanent, almost to the point of like it was another way to circumvent dispelling. But if you killed the creature, then it could be. So there's always a way around a perfect plan.
So we just bring the plant back to life. How about that? Why don't we just do that? Was the plant hurting anyone before? Why did we kill it in the first place?
Well,
it was attacking people.
Mostly because we broke into its chamber while excavating our wine cellar. Which did that ever get completed?
No, I mean that was like a side thing that never really got to fruition.
Your wine cellar is completed.
Our wine cellar is done, though.
You just see Rook.
I thank the gods. Ugh.
It just needs
I
wine.
thought that it would all for naught, but now we have a wine cellar and
that
all
was
is
part of the list,
okay.
it's filled.
It needs more wine.
Good.
For the most part, it's like you have a large cellar. It's about maybe 10%, 12% filled.
It's one fucking bird. How much can he drink?
It's other people who are drinking it too.
Yeah.
If you want to know the number one consumer besides the bird,
The dwarfs.
no.
But they probably don't like wine.
Eldarin?
No.
Is it my
Rod.
dad?
No,
A rod.
It's a rod.
Ah,
Of
son
course.
Fucking mooch.
That fucker takes everything I hold dear.
And then the grey wizard comes up going, not him. It's me.
Okay, all right. Well, that's fine. I mean, that was the answer to my question. Then, if we could use it, cool. If not, okay. I mean, it's just a temporarily fix just to try to buy us some more time. So,
We're making
I
such
kind of-
progress.
I kind of feel that that's kind of a big thing, right? Is that's trying to make our community safe.
I mean, it's true, but the thing is, I really do feel like I had a point where, aside from the 5 of us, Bathbearer is the only one who really is trying to be looked for now, because the Thundertime was the only one who really was officially betrayed by my immediate family. And now her
Oh.
resources are gone.
Now you do have the suzerain that might know somebody from the populace.
He wouldn't care.
No.
All right.
Well,
All right.
that's
In order of important things we need to do. So tomorrow, we need to have something for these people to sign off on in terms of a what did Vardum call it?
Charter.
Constitution.
Charter. Yeah.
Charter. Yep. Okay.
what
Belinda,
he
you
said.
said you're on top of that.
Yeah, I gotta talk to my dad probably for a little bit. But then
Yeah,
Well, where
the
was
rest
where was Dory?
so Dory, he said that he talked to Dory and she was fine where she was. She didn't really want to come back. She just wanted to hang out with her new beau. He said that they seemed kind of off, and I don't know if he just meant like they were super like lovey-dovey, like in their own world kind of thing or what, but I thought maybe you should send a message to her and just check in and make sure she's all right. But he said that she looked fine and healthy and just didn't want to leave because she was happy with who she was with.
Okay.
Yeah, I thought it was kind of weird.
Smoky Cat sending. Hey, Dory. Just checking because I heard you didn't want to come relocate. Just making sure you're okay and to get the full story. One word.
Yeah.
Bye.
Oh.
Okay. All right.
I was gonna be miss you, but the
All right, Smokey. After it takes a little while for the message to come back to you, but eventually it's a yes, Smokey. Fine, doing well. Don't worry. Promise, everything's okay. I'm just making the most of my current situation. Lots of love, hugs and kisses.
Oh.
Is she getting the D?
We lost you, by the way, on the camera.
That means yes.
Good job, Scott. You ruined it all.
Your camera, by the way, Scott, did go off.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
All right. So, I mean, tomorrow we're gonna have the charter hopefully ready. Are we planning to leave and try and do the Red Dragon as of tomorrow?
Yes, I think that's kind of high up on the to-do list here because if I'm not mistaken, there's lots of things to check off list with just this one mission.
Yeah.
There's a shield.
There's a
There's
ring.
a ring.
There's some rods.
There's a dragon essence. Which do we have a rod or do we need to make one, Varkesh?
I think we need to make one.
Need to make one.
Which means we need cold iron. Which I don't think
You have
We have
already-
iron.
You have made it, or if Varkesh needs to make it, he can make it in an hour. It's very easy.
Okay.
There is another thing. Need to talk about the kobolds, but do continue.
It's just that that's a pressing matter because if worst case scenario time is running out here on protecting our little town here, but like Smokey said, the big concern if there was anyone to be looked at would be Rex. Yes.
Someone who would be, yeah. Draken wants Rex.
So at the very least, perhaps your sister or Eldarin could keep him concealed, if nothing else.
I mean, if not, at the worst case scenario, he could actually leave if he felt more comfortable. Because he's been pretty cooped up for a while now. But that's up to him.
Fair enough. Well, we are a group. We make decisions together. My personal vote is I think time is of the essence, and we need to figure out this Red Dragon situation. And then I believe we have a lot of different rods from lots of different dragons. Yes.
All but one.
One.
Are we trying to get your which? Before I answer that, which one are we missing?
Red.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's next on the list.
Yes.
Mhm.
After that one, that's it.
No.
After
that's it.
that-
Red is the last one.
Technically, we could go for Draken after that.
Well, we need the rest of Valindra's weird black rod things. don't we?
That's at the Red Dragon Keep.
Rod, ring, shield. Dragon
And cold
essence.
iron, and yes, there's a lot of stuff there.
Let's just go right now. We should be fine, right? Everyone's good?
Nope.
It's a joke. It was a joke, Smokey. I know you worked very hard today. I could see you from the waterfall looking down over the valley there. You're really putting that kitty sweat in. Getting it.
Yeah, I haven't sweat that much since I left the desert.
Kitty sweats.
All perspirated.
I think tomorrow we leave these people with perhaps their first task, which is try to get a little bit of organization. We gave them the stepping stones, yes, from our meeting. We need to see what the kids can do when the mom and dad are away. And we
I'm
need to
working
take care of
on-
business.
Creating tonight. I'm going to work on making the what's it called? Charter. Thank you. I'm working on making the charter. I'm also working on making official titles and responsibilities for each person.
Mm.
So I'm hoping to get that done tonight, and I can leave it with Eldarin, and he can try to gather everyone up in the morning and convey our first message, and we'll see how it goes. I can also ask him to do it at a specific time and scry on him if we want to do that, but I'll need a short rest after that to be fully prepared for the dragon.
You won't be able to scry.
Is there anything?
Oh, I won't be able to scry on him because our own
Defenses, which is good.
our greatest defense is
Because if you
working
can,
against
that
us.
is bad, actually.
Yes, yes.
Is there anything
Yes.
else we need for our trip? Do we know where we're even going? It's just north.
I mean, I think our closest point that we ever got to was actually the Black Dragon's lair, the Crystal Palace. So I think we have a few days travel
Even
before
from
we
there?
get to the mountain. Yeah.
Unless you try to bibbity bamf us there with pinpoint accuracy, Smokey, right?
With nothing but my nothing
Intuition.
but brains that may or may not come out of my ears.
Oh, speaking of mountains, the kobolds are digging into it.
Okay.
Right. So when I went down there, it ended up good. The kobolds are more than happy to work and provide mining stone, and also a sewer system for the upcoming town, which is good. And they're all too happy to work for that. But also, I've given them the pearlescent tools, so that digging, which is something they are apparently very good at, yeah, I mean, it'll help them. And because they like digging, and now they have these pearlescent tools, they're digging into the mountain proper. And if they dig into the mountain proper, that means we can get some probably better minerals for this upcoming society. That and something about them expanding their warren, but I wasn't really listening.
Fair enough.
There's something I want to do, but Smokey wouldn't know to ask it.
Go on, out of character, what is it?
That druid thing where you can ask the land a question within
Yeah,
a
that
mile
one.
radius of
Minerals and shit.
or something that's living in the mountain, perhaps.
Actually. The kobolds
Well, we
discovered
know
Draken's
that
true
the-
lair. Oops.
We know that there are owlbears
We do know that.
that we're going to need to clear out eventually.
They're on the forest floor though, in a cave network.
I've just had a thought. It's just kind of cool. I know Victor would probably be very behind this. Seeing as we're eventually thinking about building up a better defensive force, and a long time ago I talked to Lulu about obtaining griffins, how would everyone feel about purchasing a bunch of griffins? So that we could have griffin knights.
Sounds
Huh?
stupid.
I mean, sounds very cool, but I mean, do we even have the funds to feed everyone?
I mean, griffins pretty much eat anything that moves, or doesn't move if they're too stupid.
I think that is a discussion best saved for after we've handled all of the current crises.
What's not to like about a lion bird killing machine?
Well, it's a killing machine.
Exactly.
May not always be tameable.
It is.
Could wreak havoc.
Apparently.
Yeah, let's just put a pin in it.
Lulu said she knows a guy.
I'm sure she
Insight
does.
check.
She did say a while back that she would try and get me one, and she knew someone.
Natural shit.
There you go.
What does my memory say?
Were you there during the interaction?
I don't
It was
remember
actually
it.
before Smokey was introduced.
Oh, that would explain it.
Yeah, I mean, you definitely get the sense that Varkesh is remembering something and he's eager about it. At the same time, you might assume that he's also probably, like, in hopeful rather than in all complete 100% certainty.
Actuality.
Yeah.
My heart, I know it beats.
His heart is there, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it sounds cool to me.
Or hippogriffs. They're a step down. They're a bird horse. Less carnivorous, more pony-like.
Wouldn't they be more rideable then?
Yes, but you can ride a griffin too.
Let's just
Put the pin in that one. Is that what
I went
it
to a
was?
just put
circus once. Sat on a griffin. It didn't like
Let's
me.
just-
I was apparently too heavy.
okay, this is a classic after the city is built conversation topic.
To Rook, he's part bird, so I want his input.
Is that everything for right now though? Because I really get it.
All right, DM, I've been
Handle
messaging you back
something?
and forth. So for the first part, right?
Mhm.
I mean, would that just be in everyone's rooms, or would that just be like stashed somewhere?
No, everyone's rooms have already been refurbished.
All right, cool. Second part with Eldrin. I mean, I don't know what that was.
I think it was for his spellbook.
Okay.
I think
sure.
you were helping get him back his spellbook.
Cool. Just dropping money like it's hot. Okay. And then the third part, I mean, just out back somewhere. Would that be all right? That like just kind of tucked away and
Wherever
out
you
back?
want. Yeah.
Sweet. Okay.
By the way, are you all guys doing this in like someone's room, or is it out in the open?
Yeah, probably in someone's room.
Not my room.
Rick
I
wasn't even
will
present for any
I
of
will
this, so
Oh, Rook's
I
not
think
present for
bugs
any of
have
it?
thrown up
All
in
right,
there.
Rook's not present for
did go to bed with Angel.
Yeah.
That was
Uh,
a stated thing that happened, so it'd be a little difficult for him to be present for it.
Okay.
So first of all, the thing I was messaging AJ about was I did look back at my notes. I dropped 2,000 gold to Lulu way back in the day for stuff for her to import for our rooms. So there should be shit in your rooms. I don't know what's in there, but you know, you got stuff in your rooms.
It's a nice bureau.
After we're all done talking, I just need Vorkesh, I just need you for like 5 minutes.
Okay, what are we doing? We're getting the Griffin. We're going on the Griffin quest. Fuck the rest of them. We're gonna go get a killer bird.
Man, if only we had time for that. But like, this is a close second. This is not so bad. But that's only if we're all done talking about our plans for the evening, and then also, it definitely seems like Red Dragon is next. I mean, we're leaving for this tomorrow. Do we need any provisions? Do we need potions of healing? And
Well, I think I've only got the biggest supply of potions left.
after a big breakfast, and we gather Rook from his excursions this evening, we
Oh,
don't really know where we're
Farkesh,
going.
Mm-hmm.
do we have a way? That feast thing you did before, is there something you need to make that happen again?
Yep, I need a gem.
All right, you're out
The
of
crystal
gems.
bowl.
Yes. I can make the bowl out of metal like I did before, but I need to check if it's actually a specific gem.
No, it's just a gem
No.
encrusted.
Oh, well then I do
You
have
could just
a
use
gem.
powdered diamond,
Well,
technically.
I do have a 1,900 gold cut diamond thing that I've got as a personal treasure. I could cut about 900 gold off that and stick the 1 grand on it. Potentially.
I'm just saying, one, the food was really great. Two, I know that there's some extra benefits we all have from that. And if we're going to do a Red Dragon, perhaps we're not going to eat that now because, like you said, Smokey, if we just get closer, it might be a couple days travel anyway. Yes.
Yeah, we're going through swamp.
Ooh, there is another thing. Every time going after a dragon lately has been mentioned, and the whole, are we sure we want to do this, and kind of go in not really fully prepared, and then things are said like, it'll be fine, and then we go there and the dragon's completely different from a dragon and fucks us up. Are we going to do something different this time?
Well,
Well,
I
what
mean,
we can do.
I was going through
We
our
could do some recon.
yeah, I was going through inventory and I found 2 fire resistance potions, so that'd be really good for me and Victor.
I mean, I have spells that
Victor,
help
can I
me
see?
to absorb that energies.
But now
But
you
being
don't.
half damage would be great. Yeah, sure. Yeah, great. I mean, dragons, they can see things that are invisible, I guess. Yeah, magically.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I was gonna say we do have a bird that flies around that no one can usually see, but
Do they see invisible, or is it just that they can sense where people are?
Either way, I don't feel comfortable sending Rookin alone to a red
perhaps-
dragon lair to spy on him to maybe find something useful.
perhaps a little bit of reconnaissance before we dive into the dragon's lair, as it is
Is it in a
said.
volcano?
Thing is, we can't all go in for reconnaissance,
Sure.
and I don't think sending in 1 or 2.
We
is
have
smart.
a forge.
Yeah, that's the thing. So between the forge and some of my spells, we can all go in, like say on Rook. So imagine Rook invisible holding the forge. 2 of us go in there. That leaves the 5th person out, right? I can gaseous form that person, and then Rook can hold them too. And that lasts for an hour.
I have a bit of an idea.
Actually, is it 10 minutes? Let me check.
It's
Go
just
ahead.
an off-the-cuff thought here. If
No,
we're
it's an
going into
hour.
a red dragon's lair, it's in a volcano. what if we take one or two of the kobolds with us and tell them to feign seeking out allegiances to a great being, and dragons like kobolds as minions and all that, it could go in and spy for us.
I mean, we could try.
Two volunteers who know they might be walking into certain death. I mean, that's up to you, Varkesh. They're your kobolds.
It's called population control. I have to think about this now.
Well, here's the thing. We can all sleep on it. We're not leaving till what, tomorrow? Yes?
Yeah.
And if Smokey's correct, if we even get close via magic, we still have a couple days travel to get even close to where we want to be. So we do have time to think of plans. Not necessarily supplies, but plans. Nowhere.
I can also. We don't know what his allegiance is to a red dragon, or if he even has an allegiance to a red dragon. But we know that Kindrel is in a volcano.
Mhm.
I can try to talk to him.
Table talk real quick. Who's Kendrell again?
Kindrel's that bastard that stole the arcane stone right from under our noses at the beginning of the campaign.
Elf, half elf.
He's an elf.
No.
He isn't.
Oh, he's a
half dragon.
No.
Wow,
I thought his form was a
No
half
wonder
elf.
scrying on this guy's host so terrible.
He's a half elf?
I'm saying he's a half dragon.
I don't remember what he is.
Half blood warlock.
Hold on.
Okay, he literally looks like a very suave, dark ebony hair, smooth, with brilliantly, like, crazy golden molten eyes.
So we don't know what he is.
Technically, none of you know exactly what he is at all.
Fantastic.
Okay. I have a spell where I can dream
Oh, there he is.
with someone. So I
Reptilian eyes is what I wrote down.
can try to talk to him.
Sorcerer?
Is that dangerous to do?
I don't think so.
I mean, are you really going to talk to him? I mean,
I'm just saying I can. I can try to figure out if he is with the dragon, if he's against the dragon, if he is the dragon. I can see what I can find out. And then we don't have to send in kobolds as fodder.
I mean, I know the spell she's talking about, and she is pretty much in control for that spell.
I can damage him if I want to, but
it's just the element of surprise.
yeah, that's the risk. We don't know
Is there
anything
any kind
about
of
it.
limitations like this person has to be sleeping? I mean, it sounds like
Yes.
He
he
has to be sleeping.
Is that something you want to do this evening? Like, can you do that?
I'm just putting it out there. I don't have to do it tonight. I can do it one of the nights of travel.
All right. Maybe everyone just sleep on ideas and we discuss at breakfast of what to do with this red dragon, because we have fought many dragons before and very epic, awesome battles. However, we barely get out of some of these situations alive, if at all. Some of us are dead sometimes.
Right.
By the way, Rook, there's a knock at your door.
Okay. I'll get up, make sure Angel's well covered, and then go and crack it open and peek out.
Sure.
Hello.
Make a wisdom saving throw.
Okay.
Oh, son of a... You gotta be kidding me. No. What now?
It's Maggie, whoever that is.
That one.
Cody.
Alright. As you open the door, a very beautiful looking elf stands before you with kind of metallic-like hair that's pulled back into a very elaborate looking style. You can see almost like a golden robe with a bit of extra sash and detail to their appearance as they look down at you with a smile and go, "Could you please convene with your allies? I would like a private moment with your friend."
Certainly. If you insist.
Oh,
And I will
Is it filler time, Connor?
head off.
No, it's a dragon coming to erase Angel's memory.
So, Rook, you definitely will, at that point, come into the room and everyone sees you standing there. Did you get dressed?
Probably not.
To answer the door,
Guess
yeah.
that's a
I'm not
thing.
gonna just answer the door ass fucking naked.
I mean, are you dressed in like what? Just a t-shirt or I'm sorry, a white shirt?
Okay.
Probably just the harness, glamored to look like clothing, really.
Okay. He keeps it
The
kinky.
equivalent of a top, like a white beater shirt for
I'll look like I'm fully dressed, just like fucking normal. It's just that it's entirely glamour based.
Rook will just stand there and look at you all for a brief period.
Hey, well, you're coming to talk about plans for tomorrow? Are you all done? That was quick. Just kidding. That's a joke.
Yeah, I suppose we probably should discuss what needs to happen on the morrow.
Are you all right? You look confused.
Yes. Don't worry about it. What were we going? I assume you've been talking already. What are we working out right now?
We were kind of done for the evening. We were gonna all sleep on ideas and then talk about it at breakfast. But Red Dragon, man, that's what's up. That's what's next here.
So we're leaving for it immediately.
Well, tomorrow after breakfast.
Right, I understand that, but
As Rook is standing there, the door opens behind him, and a very tall, beautiful-looking elf appears to you all, and smiles. Well, you've all gotten into quite a lot of trouble, haven't you? I dare say
Who
this
are
is an
you?
exciting assignment. Oh.
Have we met?
We have,
Yeah, who-
actually. I've had quite a few conversations with most of you. I do say I enjoy this a lot. It's a pleasure
have
to
key?
remake my acquaintance, isn't it?
You have a key. We can't hear you, Kayla.
I
If you're
feel-
talking.
I feel like this is my room, so I'll be like, oh, party in Victor's room. All right. Who the hell are you?
My name is Dalandai. And I'm here as an
Gesundheit?
ambassador for the city of Alniel to make sure that you don't, how would you say it? Fuck this up.
That's appropriate.
And as he smiles in a very coy, you kind of don't like it smile. That's where we're going to end tonight, as you guys have a new dragon for
Okay.
you to meet and greet
Okay.
before you.
Who the fuck is this guy? Who's this?
I thought it was
what's
a
the spelling
she.
of his name?
Who's she? Who's he?
Yeah, I thought it was a she.
Who are they?
It's a boy. It's a
Is
boy.
it androgynous?
I swear you were saying they, or
It's
you're
a-
saying she.
It's a boy.
Okay.
It's a boy. Eldred.
It's a boy.
It's a boy.
Kayla, we can't hear your voice of.
Okay, can you guys hear me now?
Yes.
Yes. All right, one more time with the description.
God.
What's this person look like?
Metallic-like
They said
hair.
we
Very.
met them before?
He said you have met him before.
Very quiet.
In his dragon
Have
form,
we?
perhaps.
Yes, you have. Yes, looked very much a humanoid. Oh, sorry, an elven appearance
Elf.
of a brass dragon. That's what you would guess when you see him. But yes, we will have more information for him next time when we come back, as you
What the
all will
fuck?
have the slight intrusion that comes from the neighboring dragon
Holding.
territory and from some of the questionable news that was brought their way. But we will have that for you guys at 6:30 p.m. on Sunday next week. Until then, we hope you guys all have great weeks and that you take care. See you then.
Okay, bye.
Good night.
Bye.